is there?
So you been stunty, all right?
Yeah.
You been up to much?
Just building this outhouse, really. That's what I'm spending my time on at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah. It's taking me a while. That and money. It's a bit more money than I thought, actually, but there we go.
An outhouse, is that for you to shit in?
No, it's my game. I know the Americans call it the shit. Yeah, the shit room, don't they?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, Dan, you alright?
Yeah, I'm alright.
How you been?
Just 2 days. Bored out my skull and haven't even left the fucking flat.
Oh. You've not been doing much gaming?
Nope.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
So, got nothing really to talk about, to be honest with you.
Ah, you're alright, mate, you're alright. You watched the Ubisoft thing anyway, you know?
Yeah. I didn't have any negative to take away from it.
No, I thought it was alright. Apart from the mobile games, which I can't even remember the names of, and I haven't written those
You were
down.
jizzing all over them.
What?
You were jizzing all over them.
Well, the mobile game. Well, I've started to get excited at first because I saw, like, obviously, I recognised the characters.
I know.
And I was like, oh, wicked. This is, and then it was like mobile phones. I was like, oh, fuck this shit. Because the thing is, though, like, I've tried to get into mobile phone games before, but I just go off them within a day or two because I'm, you know, I'd just rather game on my computer, my PC, or my consoles, you know. So, because mobile gaming's more for if you like, you know, travelling on a public transport to work or something like that, you know.
Oh, Clarky probably for him because you don't get much time.
Well, yeah, if you're sitting on the toilet for a couple of hours to get away from the family. Which I can't blame him. Can't blame him for
Darren
that.
coming on today?
Yes. Darren is... Well, he said he was coming on. I don't see him online. Shall we message him?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, now it swaps sides again. What is it with this fucking game?
I think Peep said he was thinking about it, but I haven't heard from him all day, so I'm guessing he's a no.
I don't know if he's been working today. I don't know.
Oh, there's Darren.
Here he is.
Yeah, I'm having a shit. I'll be with you in a bit.
Please tell me you're recording.
Oh, no, well, I'm live streaming right now.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, that's it. You shift it out, Darren.
Go on, is it solid?
Get that trophy.
How do I mute?
I'm not going to tell you, mate.
Right, I'll be back.
Oh, no.
Excellent.
Oh, brilliant. That's just what we wanted to hear. Yeah, it was a little bit of a surprise, that Ubisoft thing last night, because I didn't know it. I didn't know about it till yesterday.
Was that to make up because there wasn't any E3 this year?
Yeah. Does that make sense, right?
Yeah. That's fine.
I mean, I should have known, because obviously all that Assassin's Creed stuff got leaked earlier in the week, you see. There was a long 40-minute video that got leaked that I watched. And obviously they showed quite a lot of that footage at this event, so...
Games that get leaked these days is bloody unreal.
I actually think that the companies leak it on purpose.
Yeah, to get people get excited, let them foam at the mouth.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, Last of Us done better, actually. Got more people buying it.
Oh, yeah, most definitely, because it was, you know, it was the big gaming story for a long time, you know, at least a couple of months, really.
But I wasn't going to buy it.
Yeah. No, I definitely think...
it's your fault, Webby.
I definitely think all the negative stuff I put out there about it definitely made people buy it.
Yeah, you're not getting a fucking cut.
I know. I should be, man. I should be.
No.
But, no, it's fine. You know, sometimes you get swept up in it all. I think we've all been guilty of being swept up in things. But I try not to anymore. I mean, it was quite interesting with a few of the YouTubers that I really enjoy watching, like Dreamcast Guy. I really like watching his videos, but then he put that video out about, oh, Assassin's Creed looks really shit, and I was like, what the fuck are you on about, mate? It looks awesome. So yeah, you're never gonna always agree, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there we go. Love a little bit of clickbait, mate. I mean, those YouTubers make a lot of money. I mean, you look at...
That's the problem now, though, isn't it? It's
yeah.
all clickbait. And to be honest, anyone that does clickbait now, I remove them now.
I mean, you look at the quartering, right? I know he's...
Oh, he's a fucking idiot.
Right, he puts a video up, right? Because I follow him and I quite like a lot of his videos.
Yeah.
Like, if he puts a video up, within 10 minutes, right? Say if it's gone out, 10 minutes later, I go to watch it. It's already had, like, 200,000 views.
Yeah.
That's insane. You think how much advertising money he's making out of that?
Yeah. Sad, isn't it? It's depressing.
Oh, man, I should do a YouTube channel just bitching, man. I'll make loads of money. Be great.
I don't know about
Grumpy
that.
GamerCast. Right?
Yeah.
This is the vision I have. Grumpy... I'll call it the Grumpy Cast. Where I
Yeah.
just moan about everything. And
Yeah.
then it'll get hundreds of thousands of views, right?
No, it doesn't really work like that, I'm
No?
afraid.
Oh, okay.
No, it doesn't.
Ah.
For what? Have you had a haircut yet?
No, this is why I'm still wearing my
You
baseball
still
cap.
haven't had a haircut.
No. No. It's so long. I think the last time I remember it being this long was probably when I was about 12. It's gone all the way past my ears now.
You got fucking curtains, mate.
I have got curtains. Like, literally, I tried to comb it, like do a cool side parting, and it just doesn't work. It just falls into a middle parting.
He looks like something out of a 90s boy band.
Yeah, I'm out of a 90s boy band. Like, what was it?
Like
Is it Boyzone or Take That or something like that?
You look a bit like Take That.
Take That, yeah.
Take that. Gary Barlow.
Gary Barlow? No, who's the blonde one?
Gary
back.
Barlow.
Is it Gary? I mean, I don't know the names. I don't fucking know.
They all had curtains.
Jason
Gary
Orange.
had curtains, Mark Owen had curtains. You could be either.
Okay, well, I'm good looking
Although a
then.
little bit
Nice.
fatter.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah, well, Gary Barlow then.
Yeah. Oh dear. I actually before we start. Oh, hello Nikki. Thank you for subbing for 2 months. You are a legend.
Cheers.
Yes, send thanks.
Cheers, my dears.
Before we start, I just want to say I've actually started a little routine now. I only started it this morning, so we'll see how long it goes for. I'm trying to get, like, cause now I've stopped doing night shifts. I'm trying to get into a bit of a routine. So
The morning wank.
have a morning. Well, no, because I've got a wife, so have a morning shag. You know, that's a minute of my day, and then so I get up, you know, chill out, and then 8 o'clock do a half an hour hit workout, and then
Nice.
yeah, so I've got to have a morning exercise because I just sit on my butt all day doing fuck all, you know, because I work really hard. And then, you know, do my uni work, play with the kids and all that sort of stuff. But that's like the main thing is getting up at the same time every day, exercise at the same time every day, and try and get it to be, you know, get it so it's normal. So it's not, you know, so you just get up and you do it, you know.
Routine, yeah.
Yeah.
Early morning exercise is actually pretty good, but just obviously just remember to stretch and shit before you exercise, because what a lot of people do mess themselves up because they don't limber up properly beforehand, even if it's just for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, because the problem I had was when lockdown kicked in, I started doing the Joe Wicks hit workouts, and I was doing quite well, and then I just kind of, you know,
Started to hate him.
No, I did
twat.
I did some night shifts, and it just threw me out of the routine, and I never bothered exercising again. But because I'm not doing nights now, I don't have that excuse. So yeah.
I think I've put on about a stone. It's like the lockdown, to be honest.
Wow.
I've been going out less.
I just want to say a big thank you to St Adams for subscribing with Twitch Prime. Legend. Thank you very much. Awesome. We are actually going to start the podcast in a minute. We're just having a general chat beforehand.
If you want to work out,
Yeah.
you want the Foxy and the Ollie Ollerton workout. He did it during the lockdown when it all started.
Mhm.
You can find it on YouTube. That'll get you fit.
Okay. Because I was just thinking, because this Joe Wicks
Start at number
ones,
one as well.
they're really good because you don't need any equipment. I got a set of dumbbells,
there's
and
no
there's some dumbbells workouts.
No equipment
but...
with this either. It's all just doing certain things like push-ups and stuff like that, really. But yeah, it's worth looking at. But start at number one though. So,
Okay. Yeah, I'll take note of that, mate. Yeah.
They're the guys from they do the SAS Who Dares Wins.
Oh, that's going to be hard then. Okay.
Well, it isn't. No, because they get one of the kids doing it with them.
Ah, okay.
So,
Plus, I imagine that's why there's like one, and then they work your way up through the
that's
different
right. Yeah,
routines.
because it was the start of the lockdown.
Yeah.
But they do little things as well, so you can do it with other people as well. My missus started doing it, but I don't know what's happened there. She fell off it.
It's easy to fall off exercise stuff, though, isn't it? Because she's like, oh, I can't be asked today, and then you just get into that mindset. Yeah. But
Yeah.
Well, you look at like places like.
Go on, sorry, mate.
I was about to say, you look at places like China. They don't exactly do like all the strenuous exercise and that, but you get like loads of people, like especially like the older generation, that go out and do all that Tai Chi stuff.
Yeah.
To get all like the circulation going properly and that.
Yeah, I think my
Because
problem
obviously
is...
that's a classic thing that obviously people need to be on the lookout for from working at home or in offices and stuff. Every hour or so, just get up and walk about for a bit.
Yeah.
Just to get your legs, like blood circulation going and that. Because it's amazing how like your body starts to seize up.
Yeah, I mean, I've noticed recently because I've started doing car boots again because they've started kicking off.
Yeah.
And I'm not used to them. I mean, I haven't been doing the big ones because they're not running, but only the small ones. But even then, I do quite a fair bit of walking doing these car boots. And already, I think it was yesterday I did one. And it was like in the afternoon. I was like, bloody hell, my calves hurt. But it also probably didn't help going up and down a ladder as well.
No, I can imagine. Yeah, I've certainly
Shin
got the old...
splints are my favourite.
Yeah. Oh,
I fucking love them. Well, I used to suffer from them really bad, like in the snow, because you're obviously trudging through snow and you're like pushing yourself.
Oof. Yeah.
Walking long distances and that.
Yeah. The COVID belly certainly kicked in for me anyway. Oh, it's not good.
That's good.
Anyway, should we get cracking?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I was a bit late.
No, that's all right, mate. Okay, so we'll go. Anyone on a time limit?
Never.
Really?
Well, I have got work tomorrow, so I can't be late.
Okay.
I'm actually off.
We can knock this out in an hour and a half.
Yeah, that's fine.
Probably, yeah.
Okay. Do you want to go first, Stunty, just in case?
Yeah, go on in.
Okay, so we'll go Stunty, Dan, Darren.
Probably best anyway, because I have got the biggest game
That's
that
fine.
we get to talk about.
Okay, cool. Okay, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
And a 3, and a 2, and a 1. Hello and welcome to 360GamerCast, episode 29 for Tuesday, the 14th of July, 2020. I'm your host, Mark Webb, gamertag, Pearson ID, Steam ID, Webby, 360G, and joining me on this fine evening is...
It's number one Stuntmaster.
It's number 2 in line, Cinema Dan.
And up, well, last Sensei Switch. I was about to say something else then, but nah.
Yeah,
Threw you out, didn't it?
it did. Your conscience got the better of you.
Ah, well, there we go. So how are we all doing? It's been 2 weeks. Oh, mate, I'll tell you what, as I said last week, these 2 weeks between episodes, it goes so fast. It really does.
No, it doesn't,
It does for
mate.
me. A lot
Doesn't
has
for
happened,
me,
man.
mate.
A lot has happened.
4 fucking months in lockdown. Jesus Christ.
Well, lockdown isn't really a thing now. All the shops are open.
Oh, yes, it is.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I went out for the proper. I went to the shops for the first time in ages. Well, went to the garden centre. It was full of old people wearing face masks. I was one of those cunts who doesn't wear one because I refused to.
Why do you refuse to?
Because I can't really breathe with one on.
I'll leave it there. I'll leave it there, mate. All right?
Yeah, and
Leave it at the door.
I just refused because I'm a cunt, and
You're gonna edit this bit out.
no, and and then we went to Sainsbury's. It was lovely, and then I went for a lovely walk by the canal, fed some ducks with the boy, and went to the play park. It was lovely.
I mean, I went to town on Saturday, and it was really busy. I was really amazed at how many people were out. So it has gone back to normal in quite a lot of places. I mean, we've had low rates anyway where we are. But yeah, I was really surprised at just how busy it was in the town. So
Yeah, I mean,
steamed in, grabbed a couple of bits, and got the hell out of there.
I don't blame you. I mean, I don't venture out on the weekends at all because obviously I work shift work. I can get all my stuff done on weekdays. So I never ever do anything on a weekend because I just fucking hate crowds.
Anyways, I went to the best place ever. I went to the pub last weekend, so screw you guys.
Nice.
Still haven't been to the pub yet. I'm waiting.
It's all right. It's all right. Just don't go to a town pub. Go to
Like
a nice
village
country
one?
pub.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went to a couple actually. I'm racking them up. After my sobriety, I haven't fallen off the wagon completely. So
Yeah.
I'm not like mainlining tequila and rolling around the floor and me own vomit and feces. I'm basically I've started on the Guinness again, first time in a long time. It's only 3 pints tops, and then maybe a couple of light ales. It's been all right.
Nice,
It's been all right. I mean,
nice.
no hangovers, which is spectacular. But it's proven to me that I can get pissed really easily now. So money saver.
Drink for a while.
Money saver, mate.
One thing that is concerning me, I've been reading the paper the last few days, and the government is saying that they want office workers back in the office soon.
No, don't fall for that bullshit spin. So we're not backing that.
If you can work from home, just work from home.
Follow the guidance, the official guidance on the website. Don't listen to Boris Johnson.
I don't want. I mean, I think the problem is though, whenever I do go back to the office, it's going to hit hard because I've gotten so used to just working at home now.
You'll be tired as hell.
Yeah, exactly. And you won't be able to play any video games when you're supposed to be working.
Mate, I don't anyway. I'm very busy. I'm very busy all the time. Yeah. And
Makes it easier on the roads without any lot all at work.
Yeah, no, mate, most definitely. Just
Noticed
think of all that fuel you save. And... Yeah, man, it's good. Anyway, video games. Video games.
Yeah, video games, please.
Okay, do we start with what we've been playing, or do we go with the Ubisoft thing from last night?
I vote for Ubisoft. What do you guys
for
think?
the Ubisoft, yeah.
Okay. Go on then. Or do you want me to start?
Set it up for us, and then we'll jump in. I mean, you've probably written everything down. We've just basically turned up.
I've only written down the 3 games that I was actually excited for. So it was
we'll go with those.
Okay.
And then we'll chip in around it.
Yep. Okay. So we had the Ubisoft event yesterday. What was it called? Ubisoft Forward.
Forward. Yeah.
Yep. And they showed off some games. And the interesting thing about that was, I just want to start off with something different than that. Was earlier on the same week, they 40 minutes of footage from Assassin's Creed Valhalla got leaked. So this was on my show notes, and then we had the Ubisoft Forward, and they showed off a load of the stuff from Valhalla anyway. So I was just like, oh, I don't have any super cool news, but AC Valhalla looks awesome, man. I think it. I mean, I'm intrigued, to be honest. I don't know about you guys.
I'm all
Yeah, it looks alright.
Yeah, looks alright.
Won't be buying it though.
Neither like. I'll wait for $14.99.
I'm not buying any
CD
games. I'm not buying any games at the moment because it has to be very special for me to buy day one now.
Yeah.
Because the problem is I need to finish stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm not finishing stuff. So, but no, if someone wants to give it to me for free, then I'll take that one, and I'll take the Watch Dogs as well, please.
Yeah,
okay,
no, don't blame you. Yeah,
on PlayStation as well, not nothing else.
Okay, so I just want to say, and I had this whole thing set up in my mind from watching the leaks as well. It's it doesn't look like a traditional kind of Assassin's Creed game from the footage I've seen, because it seems more action heavy to me. And I know there's going to be they did say in the Ubisoft Forward conference that there is going to be big stealth sections and blah blah blah. But what they showed off was something that's very action heavy, which is a castle siege, which is so cool. So you have to. So you can't just go and do it. You have to do like side missions to gather forces from all these little towns, and then you get them together, and then you go and do a castle siege. And it just, the way it's done, it's just, loads of characters on the screen, and you're having to break down the big doors of the battering ram, and it just seemed very, very cool. It really, really did. I really liked that, and I really liked what they showed of the side quests as well. Like they had like these, apparently like cats seem to have a big theme in this game. So there's like a lot of little side quests with cats, and you can get a cat that's on your ship as well, and it like walks around the longboat and meows and keeps you company and shit like that, which is quite fascinating. Graphically, I mean, you can tell it's using the same engine as the previous Assassin's Creed, but the last Assassin's Creed, which was Odyssey, looks fantastic. And this game again, like just watching the videos, and it was just a stream, so it was a little bit pixely. I think it looked fantastic. I'm really excited for it. And another cool thing again, which I applaud Ubisoft for this, is it gives you a choice between playing as a man or a woman. And another cool feature which I saw today is you can switch between them at any time throughout the game.
Yeah, you're not locked in.
Yeah, and I think that's really cool because they both have the same name, because it's kind of a generic name that can be used for a male or a female. So if you get bored of the voice acting with the dude, you can switch to the woman, or vice versa. I think that's a really cool feature, to be honest, and something that I would have liked to have seen in Odyssey, to be honest. So
I don't think it was possible in Odyssey because of the way the storyline plans out.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's a cool thing. Yeah, the world looks cool, and the thing I like about it is it's set in Britain, and it's got all the it looks like it's a large chunk of the map of the real UK, and you got like East Anglia, which was the main focus of the demo, and it was just really weird because I've lived there most of my life, so it's like, oh, it's talking about East Anglia, and that's really bizarre, but I'm really excited for this, but the problem is, I'm still in two minds whether to get it on launch or not, because the problem with Ubisoft games is they always seem to drop in price very, very quick. So I always feel like I get a bit burned if I buy them at launch. So I might.
Is it going to come out? I mean, when's the release? 17th of
is it
November? Is it?
Yeah.
Is that around Black Friday? Isn't Black Friday around the end of November anyway?
I think it's about the week before.
So it won't drop in price that quick.
I can't see it being called that this year either.
Yeah.
No.
So, well, yeah, people will be fighting over masks and ventilators or something.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, what did you guys think?
As someone who's quite cold to Assassin's Creed, I thought the combat very reminiscent to Rocksteady's Batman games to a degree.
Mm-hmm.
Quite like the look of it, to be honest with you. I mean, the reason why you haven't seen much stealth is because, let's be honest, Vikings aren't particularly stealthful, are they?
Yeah.
No.
And I mean, and correct me if I'm wrong, there's always used to be the Artemis, isn't there? The future bit. I mean, has that played a feature in the last couple of games?
Yes, it has.
It has. So there's a whole kind of subsection of that interwoven somehow.
Excuse me. Yeah.
And I also really like the so-called Viking rap battles, which
yes.
which is quite entertaining, considering it's not like your mama jokes. It is kind of your mama jokes, but done in a very, very a Viking way.
Yeah, I really did. Yeah, I think that looks cool.
I can't give you a Viking rap battle, recite one.
No.
You probably have to go back and look at the stream, but I could quite easily see myself just basically redoing that and trying to get the best response or insults out to my compatriot. Yeah. I mean, if you enjoy Assassin's Creed, I've tried them. Don't get me wrong. I played Black Flag for quite a bit.
That was one of the better ones.
Yeah, I kind of lost it. I mean, I get my mind goes a wander on these open world games these days. I get easily distracted, and I'm guessing if you like that kind of shiz,
you coped rather well with Spider-Man, though, didn't you? And that's,
Yeah,
that's
but that was
similar.
Spider-Man, and Spider-Man, you know, is 10 times better than Assassin's Creed.
Okay, if you say so.
So, if you, well,
yeah.
not to the fact it's fucking Spider-Man. It instantly gets 10 times the kudos. And it wasn't as open world to say, here you go, he's East Anglia, you know, as they say. Off you go, and then you piddle around the flattest part of the UK, fighting giant wolves. I noticed that those wolves were fucking hell.
Yeah.
I think that was like what was known as an alpha animal, like back in the previous games. They're like just bigger versions of standard.
Okay, just like real life. Okay,
creatures.
I think the problem with Assassin's Creed is though, Dan. I mean, I can see where you're coming from because the problem is that I'm not sure how many games there's been, like 9 or 10 or maybe more than that.
Oh, they've stopped.
Probably more. If
stopped putting numbers on them.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people got burned out, and I don't blame people for that. But I mean, I love the thing I love about Assassin's Creed games is just that history part of it, just going to another part of time and. Just the way that, I mean, obviously it's not accurate. We all know that, but it's just really. I just find it very interesting. But even I found myself getting burned out with them a little bit.
I used to chuck them out every year. That's why.
It's too often. It is too often.
It's like turned into Call of Duty sort of a thing, but without obviously the draw of the multiplayer, which is Call of Duty's bread and butter.
But the problem is because they're so big now. I mean, they've just got longer and longer. That 2 years between them is probably spot on because for someone with a little less gaming time these days, it took me a year and a half to finish Odyssey. So
Jesus.
But that was on and off though, you know. So I think this is meant to be a little bit shorter.
Wait and see, mate.
Yeah, we'll see. But but the thing is though, if you get it in a sale, like I know a lot of people that picked up Odyssey for like 15 quid. That's a bargain for the amount of hours of entertainment.
You still can on CD keys.
Yeah,
I've seen it. I looked at it last night. And then I think we should have a sweepstake. How long will Valhalla take to get that far? Or at least be 20 quid or 25 quid.
Yeah.
I give it to Easter next year.
I'll give it 6 months.
Yeah.
Normally 6 months, normally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else you guys want to say on it at all?
I know wielding any weapon is like a nice touch. Like they even said, yeah, you can dual wield shields if you want as well.
Yeah, that
Two
flail
shields.
looks cool. That flail weapon looks cool.
I know Darren was getting quite excited throughout the whole stream yesterday.
Oh, about the flail.
It's just because I've put in so much time into the previous one, sort of a thing, and roughly know what I'm kind of getting. Although they are going to be, I think they're going to be doing like a weird middle ground because I also heard today there's no actual leveling in this game.
Oh, good. That's brilliant.
So I think it's just going to be completing certain activities to earn your skills and things like that to upgrade your abilities and whatnot. And obviously your loot is probably going to just be similar to how it was in, I suppose, Wildlands or Breakpoint, sorry, where you just find it and it's just better or worse than the stuff you've already got.
Oh, so just talking about Breakpoint, just very quickly, they've added an update to it this week for it's giving you free AI people within the main campaign to control.
I've only been talking about that since it came out.
I know, so it's just to tell people that that's coming this week.
Why wasn't that on there from day one?
I don't know.
I'm going to talk about this game anyway because I've just started playing it.
Oh, nice.
But it's. I mean, I don't know why they didn't add it from day one, really, because it was a really big feature. Because not all of the time can you play. I mean, the last one I did play on my own, then I ended up with a load of other people and we played it all together. But this one I'm playing on my own, and it feels very. It feels very much. I'm missing my AI buddies.
Yeah.
They're not there.
Yeah.
But you also feel like lone and sort of on your own and cut off, and I found that more atmospheric personally, just being on your own.
I like the
without
AI.
worrying about the other AI.
I mean, I'll talk about it later. There's a lot of other issues with this game anyway, but there we go.
Okay, yeah, we'll talk about it in a minute, Stunty. So yeah, Assassin's Creed, very excited for it. Anything else you want to say before we move on? No?
Not particularly. I've covered most of it. I will say that the reason for the leaked footage became quite obvious after Ubisoft stream last night.
Oh, yeah?
A load of actual streamers and like personalities on YouTube and stuff got to go and play the game early.
Ah, okay.
And then they weren't allowed to talk about it until after the Ubisoft event yesterday, which is why a lot of people's first impressions and that went up straight afterwards.
Okay.
So somebody out there is probably in a bit of shit because I think they all sign NDAs when they go to these things, and their stuff got a lot leaked.
Okay, can we move on to the next game? Because I'm very excited for this next one as
Yeah,
well.
go for it.
Watch Dogs Legion.
Mm-hmm. AKA Watch Dogs Brexit.
Mate, I'll tell you what, because this game's been delayed a few times, so I was getting a little bit concerned for a while. But I really enjoyed the first two Watch Dogs games. Especially really enjoyed Watch Dogs 2. I know it's not a lot of people have played it, but it's a really good game. Now, this one, it's fascinating to me because, again, it's another game that's set in the greatest country in the world. You know, England. It's set in London, the greatest city of the world. You know, but it's just the way it's done, right? So what they've done, because they interviewed one of the women who work at Ubisoft Montreal, and she was talking about the art and how she's, you know, done some of the buildings and all that sort of stuff. And I was just thinking, fucking hell, brilliant! What a talent! And just the way that they've actually made it like they've mapped the city. And it looks like everything is like kind of one to one where it actually is and what it looks like, blah blah blah. But it's set in like a weird future, and it's like they've got this private security company have come in and to keep order, and you're a member of DedSec, and you're the revolution. You want to stop it all, blah blah blah. But the feature that's got me really interested in this game is you can recruit anyone, like any just AI character in the game, just walking down, any NPC that's just walking down the street, and they have their own set of kind of skills. So when you get to do a mission, there's multiple different ways of doing the missions. Now, having that choice, I think, is really really cool. They showed the trailer. I think it was like a little bit of the beginning of the game, and I was just sucked in, man. It's just, again, the Ubisoft engines that they're using. The game looks absolutely stunning, and it's pushing the best PC hardware at the moment because it's a very early build. It's got ray tracing, so Dan will be happy.
I think everyone will.
Yeah, so
Can't wait to upgrade for that.
So I actually watched a Digital Foundry video today about the ray tracing, and it looks fantastic. So I'm very excited about the game just on its graphics, but just the story and the open world of London. And I don't know, it feels to me, and you can't say this about a lot of Ubisoft games because they turned into a little bit like the EA in recent years. It feels to me that a lot of love has been put into this game, just because it's been delayed a few times, and just the quality of what the game looks like, and just the open-endedness and the thought that's gone into the missions we saw, and and just everything that's just within the game. I'm really excited for this. Really, really am. I don't know what you guys thought. Obviously, you might not have the same opinions.
It looked good, but it's not my cup of tea, to be honest.
Okay.
I didn't really get on with the first one and didn't bother with the second one, but it looks nice enough. But there's quite a lot of games to sort of like play around the time that it might be coming out.
Yeah.
So I'll see.
Yeah. No,
I mean,
what else is
I'm
out
pretty much
around
the
there.
same. Pretty much the same as Dan, really. I mean, I never finished the first Watch Dogs.
Okay.
I wanted to, and I actually did go back to it, not long ago, to try and finish it again.
Yep.
And I got further. I had to start a whole bloody game again because I couldn't figure out when the game save was.
Fair enough.
And I got all the way to the same bit I got to last time. Then I got stuck again. I thought, for fuck's sake. So I couldn't believe it. So I carried on. I got past that bit, then got to another bit, and then got stuck there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why
I think that's just your bad gameplay, mate. I think that's just
probably.
you.
Yeah, it's just probably me.
No,
Yeah.
the thing that I like about the Watch Dogs games, I'm just thinking back to Watch Dogs 2, is just the setting. I think it was meant to be like a San Francisco or something like that. It's been a while since I played it, and they had like this one mission really sticks out in my mind where you had to break into Google, and you had to like hack into their servers and all that, and just the comedy going around, because obviously we all know that Google is quite a left-wing company, and they just had some kind of they had some little jokes with the character, like with some of the NPCs within the building, and it was just really well done. It was kind of just like a little nod to them. And then they had another mission where you broke into Ubisoft as well within the, and that mission was just so funny because you could see, because they were just poking fun at themselves, you know. But I like it because it's all about, you know, hacking into things, and the open world's very, very cool, and it's not just super serious all the time. Yeah, it was really, I really like those games.
Yeah, I can understand why people like it, so that's why, you know, I didn't work with me, but seeing it does look good. I must admit, the latest one, it's got quite a lot different styles to it, isn't it? The latest one I noticed that's coming out.
Yeah.
You know, and it did remind me a little bit of Saints Row in there as well, some of that as well too. But yeah, it looked good. I mean, there's no story. I mean, if you play Watch Dogs 1, do you have to, if you went on to Watch Dogs 2, do you have to have played Watch Dogs 1?
Nah.
Right, okay.
I think it's just an Easter egg to the first game.
Yeah,
and the second.
Right,
That's
okay.
about it.
So probably the same then with Legion.
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, definitely.
It's another open world game. It looks pretty. It does. But there's something about it that's just turning me off big time. I don't know. It just feels, I don't know, with everything going on in the world, not just in this country at the moment, it's the kind of game I don't want to play.
No, that's fair. Yes, fair.
It's literally George Orwell's 1984 realised in our own country, and I'd rather not fucking play that game. I really won't.
Well, the thing is, I mean, this game's been in development for a long time, right? I mean,
it has.
By the time
it
comes out as well.
Yeah.
It comes out,
all
you
that
know.
stuff should have died down, maybe.
Yeah. I love your optimism, mate. I really do. Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's going to have a lot going. It's going to have a lot of fans, I guess, to a degree. And if I ever do get, you know, play or get exposed to it, my problem will be I'll probably start seeing real things in real life kind of crossing over or bleeding in. I'm not going to have my tinfoil hat on, believe it or not. I don't believe in that, but it's not how I want to spend my leisure time playing video games.
That's fair enough, mate. Yeah.
No, you want a bit of escaping.
Exactly. Although, I mean, some of the London accents as well were a bit wishy-washy.
Yeah, you can tell. You can tell there's a lot of Americans putting on some British accents, can't they?
It's not even. I don't think it's necessarily Americans. It's like British voice actors coming in and getting, you know, a bit like in Toast with Clem Fandango, telling Toast to do it a little bit more passionately or a bit quietly. You can see that kind of scenario with voice acting. But some of the main, oh god, I mean, it's like, I mean, how you know, it fed off. I think the comment last night we were watching it was, "Where's Danny Dyer?"
Yeah.
But you can tell they've kind of gone for a kind of like a Guy Ritchie approach with a lot of the characterizations, which is, you know, some people love, and I think I enjoyed The Gentleman, but I haven't really enjoyed a Guy Ritchie film since Snatch. So. Make of that as you will, you know, as I go and as I prattle along with my feelings and thoughts.
No, I mean, that's fair enough, and I think Dan and quite a lot of people will be in the same boat as you, you know, and that's definitely an interesting take on the game. I just love the Watch Dogs games, and I mean, this is a game, when I first saw the original trailer a couple of years ago, I thought it looked very interesting, and from the gameplay, because they showed after the event, they showed some gameplay as well, and. Yeah, I think it looked. I just think it's going to be really, really cool.
Cool.
Hopefully they release it at a better time, because I think Watch Dogs 2, everyone felt still burnt by the original for not living up to the lofty expectation. Plus, they kind of, I think, might have released it around a time when a lot of other big games sort of were out and about.
When's Cyberpunk out? Is that November?
2 days after Valhalla, apparently.
Good luck with that.
So when's this out?
So
When's
it's-
Watch Dogs out next
It's
year?
looking like, yeah, it's possibly looking that Valhalla comes out on a Tuesday, and then Cyberpunk's out on a Friday.
So Valhalla's gonna sell fuck all then.
Oh, well.
It'll still have its fans. I mean, obviously Odyssey sold really well, so you're going to get fans of that pick it up, and the fact that both of the systems are basically having whichever you decide to play it on depends on how it works, just like PCs really. Depending on how your PC is built, depends how the game runs.
I can't remember the release date for Watch Dogs 2. Is that like February, March next year?
I didn't say, I don't think.
No, the other game you haven't talked about is in February.
Oh, Far Cry 6.
I don't think Watch Dogs had a release date.
No, it didn't.
I thought it did. I can't remember what it was.
If it was going to come out before the end of the year.
Okay. Cool. Alright. Okay, should we go on to Far Cry 6 then?
Yeah.
Might as well, yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, this was a pretty big shocker to me. I know there was a little leak the day before, which Elliot, our resident Sly Almond, found and posted up for us. But we didn't see any gameplay. But we saw...
I have seen screenshots, though, of the actual game.
Okay, I haven't seen those.
On Twitter today, they released a load of Xbox One screenshots, and it's looking slick. It does look good.
Yeah, I mean, I was getting excited just from the trailer, and I know you shouldn't always get excited from a trailer, but it's got the dude from Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, the bad guy, the Chicken Man. I forget his actual name.
Carlos Esperito.
Yeah, he's brilliant. I love him as an actor. I think he's absolutely fantastic. Yeah, and so he's the main baddie in the game, and in the trailer he was with his son. And he's like the president or the dictator of some country somewhere.
South American, I guess.
Yeah, and there's like a civil war going on or something because there's a load of protesters outside, and his cops are, trying to defend his palace from him or something. But
compound.
Yeah, it's interesting because I think because obviously from the trailer it looks like the game's going to be all about politics and the decisions you make throughout the game, blah blah blah. I'm intrigued. As someone who really enjoyed Far Cry 5, I am really excited for this just from the trailer. I really want to see some gameplay. Thoughts?
None for me, I'm afraid.
Okay. Yeah, it didn't really the thing is obviously it's hard to sort of make any assumptions from just a sort of a rendered trailer rather than actual sort of gameplay. But you can guarantee it's going to stick to the exact same formula as past titles.
Yeah, man.
They've never moved away from that since Far Cry 3, have they? And I did hear weird rumours originally that the little kid is like a young Vars, but I think that's been kind of shot down.
Nah, it's got shot down.
That would have been kind of interesting.
So the question I'm going to ask: do you not feel that Ubisoft at the moment are just regurgitating the same stuff all the time now?
I mean, the thing is,
because they are. I mean, Far Cry 6, Assassin's Creed, which was on the 360, was still going on.
Yeah.
We've got what else did they? Watch Dogs, which again was
the first one.
Was that on the 360? Was it originally the original one?
No, it was early PS3, Xbox One. Sorry, PS4, Xbox One.
Right, okay. So okay. And then it's like, I don't know. I just feel like, where's something different? I know they've tried different things. They tried Starlink. That was Starlink, wasn't it? That was theirs. That didn't work. What happened to Beyond Good and Evil? We haven't had nothing from that in 3 years now because they shows that mass trailer.
There was a few missing games, wasn't there? Even that game they announced last year, like something God of Gods or whatever it was, never appeared. But I've heard that's getting reworked and renamed anyway.
Not had a Rayman for a while, which is quite bizarre.
Oh yeah, I love the Rayman games.
I know a lot of people don't like the Raymans, but there is a lot of people that do, and we haven't had one since the 360 days.
Yeah, that last one was cool because the music levels were awesome on that, weren't they? I loved doing those. They're my favourite levels.
Yeah, I know they reissued them One of them, I think, it has come out on Xbox and PS4, but it's just a HD'd. Well, it's probably not HD'd anyway because it was decent quality anyway.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just feel like they're just doing the same. They're going down a bit of a difficult path here because if they carry on down this path, they're going to start to lose people because there's only so much you can regurgitate the same game over and over and over.
The thing is, though, people I can see what you're saying, Stunty, and in some aspects I do agree, but on other things, it's people like a little bit of familiarity. People love sequels. They love remasters. I mean, you look at how many games like new IPs come out, and quite a lot of them don't do that well. So the companies are all about making money, and if they've got a good franchise, why not carry it on? I mean, look at the Final Fantasy series. They've done fucking 15 games.
And that's not including spin-offs and other ones as well.
Yeah. I mean, how many Assassin's Creeds we had now? We must be on at least 10, haven't we?
Yeah, I think there's more than that. I do think there's more, yeah. I'll have a look later. Okay, so those are the three main games. Now, there's another game that they showed, which is a Battle Royale. Hyperscape.
Looks alright.
Yeah, so I was actually going to talk about this on what I've been playing this week, because I managed to get a invite to this last week. So I played it for a couple of hours. And it's all right, but it just feels quite. The market's quite saturated already with Battle Royale games. You've got to have something quite special to really stand out. And from what I've played, it just feels a little bit generic. Just the way just with the layout of the map is just like this city. I mean, it does have a few things going for it which are different. Now, the first thing is it's really made for Twitch streaming, because what happens is people watching the Twitch streams can vote for things to happen within the game. Things like low gravity or giving everyone in the map infinite ammo. The world itself, so it's all set in like this VR world, right? So instead of a traditional battle royale game where you have a circle which goes in throughout the game, there's different zones in the game which just kind of disintegrate, and they just disintegrate at random. So obviously the map gets smaller that way until everyone's pushed into a small area. There's different perks which you can pick up throughout the game as well, like going invisible. There's one where you're in like a ball and you can bounce around. Then there's another one which I thought was pretty cool, which lets you build a wall. But what you can kind of do is build walls on top of walls, and if you stand on them, you can go really high. But the one thing that I found really frustrating about the game when I was playing it was there doesn't seem to be a lot of weapons scattered throughout. So in a lot of games, it took me ages just to find any gun, and no guns seem to be outside. All the weapons seem to be inside buildings, which is a little bit annoying. But it's very fast. It's very fluid. I mean, it feels nice. It just feels a little bit like a mixture between Apex Legends and Fortnite,
Okay.
It is only on PC at the moment, but it is coming to the consoles in a few months, apparently. I'm not sure.
It would make sense.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's going to take off or not, because I say, like, Apex, Call of Duty Warzone, and Fortnite kind of have the
the Holy Trinity already.
They have the crowd, so this is another one added in. I don't know, man. I really don't know.
It's still a big enough audience to shave, some players off those big free games. It still is. I mean, I don't think
How
you necessarily.
long, that's the problem. That's the thing with these games. They
Lastability.
Yeah, it's lastability. I mean, people dipped from Apex, and you're getting, I mean, me included, dipping from Call of Duty now because it just feels the same.
Yeah.
So,
one thing I did want to add is the respawn system is pretty cool. So when you get killed by someone, you can still run around the map as like a ghost. You can't do anything, and there's these spawn points throughout the map. So you can run to a spawn point, and then one of your team members who's alive can revive you from those spawn points, which is pretty cool. I think that's
again, it makes perfect sense when you consider the whole thing set in like a VR simulator, rather than it being like just sort of like, oh, it's like real, but yeah, you can respawn and come back to life, which makes zero sense whatsoever.
Yeah, so that premise is pretty cool, and I don't want to slag it off or anything but it's just my feelings when I was playing it. It just felt quite generic. Other people might.
It is a beta though you're playing, isn't it? So
yeah. So yeah, there was some other games at the Ubisoft event, but they were like mobile games, and I didn't write the names of them down. I couldn't be asked, so I wasn't interested.
One of them was was it Elite Squad, the weird Tom Clancy mobile game where it uses all of like different characters from like Tom Clancy franchises.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure what kind of game it is, whether it's a grid-based shooter or what.
No, I have no idea. No idea at all.
Brawlhalla, wasn't it, as well, on mobile?
Yeah, but that Brawlhalla's been out for a while on... well, I know it's out on PC, been out on PC. I think it's out on consoles, but I think it's just... the thing on that was it's coming to mobile. That they're really pushing the mobile space. I know
it's cash cow on that.
Well, the mobile space is very profitable, of course, but personally, I don't game on mobile. I just can't be asked.
It's like basically, it's like gaming on your telly if you're like literally putting your hands all over your screen.
Yeah, I mean, I know you can obviously get controller docks for your phones. I mean, I did buy one of those actually to play Xbox, the game streaming, the Xbox game streaming.
xCloud or whatever it is.
Yeah, and I think I played it once, and that was it. So
how did it work though? Did it work all right?
Mate, it worked really well actually. I was quite impressed. But I mean, I've tried Stadia, I've tried xCloud, I've tried the PlayStation Now, and they all work well. But I notice a little bit of input lag with all of them. So if it's not perfect, I won't play it. You know, I'm a bit anal. Like that,
especially if it's competitive. Like
yeah. I mean those systems. I mean, I can imagine game streaming working well with single player games, but because I can notice a little bit of input lag from button press and like it's just for me. It's just I can't put up with it because I'm very anal like that. But there we go. Yeah. Was there anything else at the Ubisoft thing? Did you want to talk about?
Nah.
No. Okay, shall
we
move on?
Skull and Bones either.
Oh yeah, what the hell's happened to that? I actually secretly think, I know Stunty touched on a few of the other games, Beyond Good and Evil as well. They may have secretly been cancelled, you know. I reckon.
I think they just probably, rather than put them, like, say they're cancelled, they'll just like either stay quiet and put them on the back burner for the moment while they concentrate on the games they have got ready. I mean, like, from what we saw of Skull and Bones, it looked reasonably well developed. Like, most of it was, like, done. I mean, it was supposed to have originally come out last year, was it?
I think so.
Or was it the year before?
I mean, I think that they've just kind of canned it and concentrated on just, you know, the Assassin's Creeds and stuff, you know. I mean, because I've got so many games on the go, you know, you can't work on, you know.
They need to split them over quarters for their shareholders.
Yeah.
And that's essentially what they're doing. So you can't, as I said, if Assassin's Creed every 2 years, you won't have one next year, so something else will have to step up.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't think you've seen the last of them just yet.
No. Okay, well we'll see. Time will tell.
They did announce more support for Rainbow Six Vegas or Rainbow Six, didn't they? So that's something for fans.
I mean, I can't believe it's 5 years old. I really can't. It baffles my mind that it's that old now, and it's fucking awesome.
I'm surprised they didn't announce like next gen support, although you already know it's going to be compatible in some way on the Series X anyway.
Yeah,
but even like a little hint about the PS5 one would have been nice as well. So there's probably players on there.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Let's move on to what we've been playing then. Stunty. Talk to me.
better talk about the biggest game of the year for me.
What, Final Fantasy VII Remake?
No, Deadly Premonition.
Oh,
What's that?
No, no, I will talk about another game, but at the moment I'm going to talk about Deadly Premonition.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to talk about The Last of Us then. Okay.
No, we'll do in a minute. I'll keep people sweating for that.
Is this Deadly Premonition the original?
Yeah, I'm still trying to finish it because I did actually get the second one that's just come out.
Oh, yeah.
Is it out now? Is it out?
Yeah, it came out last week.
Oh, brilliant! Oh, I didn't know that.
I haven't played it. But I haven't played it because I also found out a couple of things as well that actually does give a couple of spoilers for the first one.
Okay.
Because at the beginning you get basically the very beginning of the second one. This isn't a spoiler, but basically you get interrogated about the first case that you went on in the first game. So that's why I didn't really want to play the second one until I played the first one. The problem is the first game I've been playing now probably for the last 2 weeks.
Oh, wow. It's quite long, isn't it?
Well, no, it's not long. It's just the fucking pacing is so shit on this game. It's impossible.
A lot of waffle.
Well, no, there's a lot of hanging around. I mean...
can't you... Yeah, go on, Paul. I read about this on your Twitter. I've got a couple of questions.
Yeah.
Go on.
Well, basically, the situation is, I mean, you can smoke a packet of cigarettes, and then what happens is that moves time forward. But it will move it forward quite a bit, which is fine for when you've got long, if you get up in the morning at 10 o'clock, it might say, well, your next mission doesn't start till 8 o'clock at night. So you've then got those 8 hours to do fuck all. So you smoke a packet of cigarettes, and it will then move it forward till probably about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. But the problem is, if you've got a mission that's like an hour away, what do you do for an hour? So you basically just stand there in the road. And the problem is the time goes really slow in this game as well. It's not like it's moving,
just like
really
real life.
Yeah. So it's like this evening, it was like 8 o'clock. I went on, I did a mission. Brilliant, all went lovely. And it said, we can't go into the bar until between 8 and 10 at night. I thought, for fuck's sake, it's fucking... it's 6 o'clock in the evening. What am I going to do for 2 hours? I can't smoke a packet of cigarettes because it'll go past the time then. So it was like...
Can't you
just have one or two?
No, it doesn't do. It doesn't work like that.
Isn't there a hotel or a motel where you can have a nap?
Yeah, but it's not that local either. So and
it's miles away.
Yeah, it's miles away. I mean, the other thing is you've got to sit there and figure out where you're going because the drive in this game's diabolical. But you know what? This game is so shit that I love it.
Yes.
That's the thing. It's the whole humour things.
Yeah.
I mean, I was in the car earlier and I went to I realised I was low on fuel. I mean, this thing's got a fuel gauge in the car. It's like... So I go to the garage. I thought, right, I need to get fuel. So the policewoman got out of the car and goes, well, if you're not going to drive to the place, I'll make my own way there. It's like, well, I'm only getting fuel. It's like, that sort of thing. So what happens is I get fuel, and then all of a sudden this dolly bird comes out the petrol station and comes over and sort of like wearing a cowgirl outfit. Would you like anything else? Do you want me to give it a good pump?
Sounds like a day in the life for you, mate.
It's a sweary game.
Yeah, it is.
Swervy, yeah. But it was, it's just hilarious. But it's, I mean, when you actually go into the actual action bits, it reminds me of a Resident Evil game. That style.
Yeah.
I don't want to die.
I love it. I mean, I never finished it on the 360. I did get really far into it and picked up on the Switch in the sale, and I still need to play it.
I've put a couple of hours into it on the Switch.
I'm 11 hours in.
Okay.
11 hours.
Wow.
How much was that? What was waiting around?
Oh, I don't
about
know.
10.
Yeah, probably. But I'm on chapter, episode 1, part 2. It's a bit bizarre the way it works. I've been told it's about 20 hours the game, so I'm going to get there. I'm going to try because I really want to complete it. As I say, I don't want to go to the next one, and it spoils it for me.
I mean, I think one of the influences of the game was Twin Peaks, and you can really see that.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
But I love the main character in the game,
and
his psychic stack. You know, and
do you know who Zach is?
not yet. No.
Zach is you, the player.
Yeah. I thought it was
Oh,
obvious.
Yeah, man.
right.
It's obvious at the start. It makes it obvious that it's you.
Right. Okay. Maybe because I've forgotten how long ago it was. Don't forget, see, I haven't started this again from the beginning. I started this from when I was playing this on the PS3 because I don't know why. I must have got it free with PS Plus because I haven't got it on disc. Well, I have, but I don't know where the disc is. But it's on digital. So I must have downloaded it on the PS Plus, and
Yeah, it was PS Plus. That was.
I've just carried on playing it.
Okay.
But no, it's great. It's good fun. But as I say, I really want to finish this game. It's just like, you know, but it is hard work because the pacing is so bad. But it's just some of the comedy things. It's like he's in the car driving along. He's got passengers in the car. He starts talking about movies and the rest of it.
Yeah.
You know, it's just hilarious. It's a game that if you don't mind dealing with, late PS2 graphics and dodgy driving, then you'll probably love it. You know, but if you're a bit of a, you know, you want something that looks smart and nice, then no, I don't think you're going to enjoy this one at all.
I mean, it's just like it's just like a B game, isn't it? You know, it's just,
and just like B films, it's got cult status.
Yeah.
I've heard that the second one is not as good. So, which is
it's got. Well, they say it's got frame rate issues, and I've seen some clips, and it is horrendous. But then again, I don't know if that's part of the joke or not.
No.
And then there's all sorts of. I mean, they're saying they're not going to patch it, and then I think I swear he's gone. I will patch it, and then he's having a fight with the producer of the game at the same time about whether or not it's going to get patched. I don't know. You look at it and you go, I can't keep up with this nonsense. I'll wait for the sale personally.
The last one that he did before that was D4. Was it D4 that was on the Xbox One? Wasn't it? That was quite a good game, but again,
wasn't it a Kinect game? Or it used the Kinect.
I think it did use the Kinect, but we never got an ending, did we?
No, because it flopped.
No, it was episode 1, wasn't it?
Oh, wasn't that D4 Dark Dreams Don't Die?
That's it.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that. Was awesome. Yeah.
We never got. That was it. We never got. Is this gonna be another one in 10 years' time? We get two come out.
Yeah.
But that was digital only though, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
It was a good game. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but there we go. So I'll keep you informed. Probably have it finished by Christmas. Probably.
I look forward to it.
Yeah, man.
And the next one is the big one. Last of Us.
Okay. Have you finished it yet?
Yeah, I finished it probably a week after it came out.
Oh, yeah, because you haven't been on the podcast since you played it.
I haven't been on, because of you.
Fair enough.
You've been very opinionated over this game. Yeah.
Well, I haven't played it, so I'm not allowed to give an opinion. So so I'm going to stay quiet and just listen intently to your thoughts.
Right. All I'm going to say is, I can't believe the controversialness of this game, as in what people are coming out with and saying, "Oh, this is the worst game I've ever played. It's so terrible." I must admit, these are just clickbait people. They really are. Or they don't like what happens to a certain character in a storyline. They're not happy with that. And there's also another storyline between another character that appears, which is called Abby. They don't like the look of her because of what she looks like. And also, they don't like the fact being that you actually...
Well, you have to admit, she's not very good looking, is she?
Webby, I thought you said you shut the fuck up.
I just wanted to say that because I think, it's comedy.
Do you know what? You'll be surprised by a certain point, but I'm not going to say
I've seen it, mate. I've seen it, but that's fine.
So, but no, I didn't think she was that bad, actually. There's only one point of the game that I thought she looked, thought she was fine. I actually enjoyed the character of Abby anyway. But go back to the main thing. Storyline-wise, I loved it. I thought the story was brilliant. I don't normally play games and just get home from work and just bang them out in a week. But I did, and that just tells you how good the game is. Whereas Days Gone, I'm still playing because I just can't get the enthusiasm to play it. So that's the difference. So you can tell from one game to another game. The actual game mechanics, they're just unbelievable. you feel like you're actually in this battle. You know, some of the things that go on, it's unbelievable. It just tells you how good Naughty Dog are. I mean, the other thing as well is some of the graphics in this game. They're just outstanding. The expressions of the faces and what goes on. It's just, I mean, they really have pushed it to the limit, because you play a game like that, and then you play what I'm playing at the moment, Ghost Recon Breakpoint, and it's like it's fucking dog shit. The graphics on this game, you know, the anime on the characters and the faces, it's just awful compared to what you see on the Naughty Dog game. Um, they spent a lot of time with this game. I think 6 years or 7 years when they did The Last of Us Part 2. And it's a brilliant game. But the other thing as well with this game, which I do love, is they've made so much accessibility with this game. So the thing which you never get with games is you get things in this game you can do, which is you can change different things from enemy, how hard the enemies are to kill, how well you can get around the map. Can you have icons pick up so you can have a sensor bar that will just ping for you? There's just lots of different things to this game that you don't get in other games. They've also made it so that if you're disabled in a certain way, they've made it easier for you to play, which is great. You know, any questions?
Nope, not for me, mate.
Not really, no.
As I said, I'm about 6 hours in, I'd say. I've really been dilly-dallying over it because I'm, to be honest with you, I've lost kind of my mojo with video games the last few weeks. So I keep meaning to get into it, but I know where I'm at. I know what I've got to do. I'm doing some Tomb Raider style puzzles at the moment, so.
There's not many of them in the game, to be honest. That's
there isn't. No, there isn't. It's all lateral thinking at the end of the day, isn't it?
Yeah,
it makes sense.
The one thing I do like about this game, which started to piss me off with the Uncharted games, is it was lots of climbing, and they've removed that aspect of this game, because I did feel like on the Uncharted games you do a lot of climbing about, and it's just like, oh, for fuck's sake, I've got to jump over to this ledge, to this ledge, to this ledge, and they've changed all that on this. And I mean, some of the enemy types in this game are just unbelievable as well. And the way they can spot you, the dogs, that's another thing that was controversial. You're shooting dogs in the game. Well, they're not real. Come on, they're not real. You know, it's like, it's a fucking video game, for fuck's sake. But it's just, you know, I don't know. I can't work out why this game has got so much hate for it. It's unbelievable.
I think it's got a lot of love,
because of the story. That's people's main issues with it. It's the story. It's the same reason why certain people pick on storylines for it's just basic. The story is literally basic.
Well,
when you think of the original game and how well it was written and how the characters evolved and everything, like what kind of as well as taking people off by guard with the second game is the fact that the timeline jumps all over the place. Like the story is kind of jumbled up. Like if it was actually done in a more sort of like narrative way, because at the end of the day this is an interactive story game. Like the story is the main aspect. The gameplay comes second.
Yeah.
And like that is why I think a lot of the people were kind of pissed off, and that and the fact of obviously everyone's favourite character from the first game gets kind of booted out of the game pretty early on.
Yeah, but but if you think about it, the first game wasn't actually about that person. It was about the other person. So
I think it was about
but it was also about the relationship of them slowly forming a parental bond and him slowly getting over his daughter. Because obviously at the start of the original game, he's very like down on life and pessimistic and doesn't really give a shit. Like he's lost everything he pretty much cared about.
Right. So the first game was basically,
and obviously the world's all falling apart.
Mm.
So like if you listen to like anyone who sort of like complains about most of the other aspects are basically just troll kids online and stuff like that, like the 0 out of 10s and all that lot that you kind of saw coming up, and that they are trolls, but there are people out there with genuine criticisms about the game.
But you can have that with anything, though, with any kind of media. I mean, someone
Oh, agreed.
You can have that with films, but you
Oh,
don't.
that don't have to tell me about
Yeah,
people
yeah.
fucking
But
disagreeing with
the
films
problem is,
recently. Like,
the problem you've got is that this. I mean, this came out, and it was like the first day it came out, it was getting. Everyone went on Metacritic and gave it a 1 out of 10. They hadn't even played the fucking game. It was just like they just wanted to troll. Oh, this
the
is awesome.
same day, loads of people also ran up and gave it 10 out of 10s when they hadn't played it. So it was kind of a tit for tat. But obviously, the negative aspect is going to look out. You'll also have other people giving it a negative review because it's just because it's a PlayStation exclusive. Like, it happens. Like, when Xbox bring a game out, you get PS fanboys that will, like, meta bomb it.
Yeah,
And vice
same
versa.
vice versa. Yeah, I mean, we had it with Rise of Rome.
It's just, I don't get how it's all been completely blown out of proportion like it has done and become this sort of like big thing at the end of the day.
But it's just bizarre, really, because I mean, as I say, I think it's a great game. Any criticisms? I'd say the second part of the game, the pacing dropped a little bit on it. That's the only thing I would say to do with a certain character. I just didn't think the pacing just dropped a little bit, and it was just like it felt like it went on a little bit too long. I mean, I did it in 22 hours, but I've heard most people taking about 25, 26 hours. So I don't know what I did. That was maybe I just steamed through it. Did miss quite a few of the collectibles. I will probably do a second playthrough on it, but I'm going to give it a break because I want to get on with other stuff. But it is something that I would definitely go back to. But yeah, I thought it was a brilliant game. It was for me, it was brilliant because the fact being is it wasn't on my radar to buy until all of the controversialness that come out. This game is bad and the rest of it, and it's got a tranny in it and all the rest
So
of it.
there you get all the opposite thing where, like, obviously you'll have a lot of people that didn't buy it, but then you'll have a few people like yourself that did buy it, like just out of the, oh, let's see what this is about.
Yeah. But it's just funny that we live in this world now where everyone just wants to slate a game before it's even released. I mean, I've seen so much shit recently that it puts me off. Gamers are just a lot of them are just fucking arseholes. It's
I
like
think that's just the internet,
It's
though.
stirred
Simply,
up.
to be
It's
honest.
stirred up by the media and the internet, and the fact that nowadays people aren't allowed to hold different opinions for some fucking reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, but it's not it's the opinions. I don't have a problem if someone has an opinion, they don't like the game. But when they actually slag it off and say this is the worst game I've ever played, I mean, realistically, come off it. It's like, I mean, I'm seeing stuff now about Ghost of Tsushima. This game is dog shit. The graphics look like PS2. Oh, come off it, mate. It's like, what you need to stick a fork in your eye, mate, if you can't see that the graphics look better than the PS2 game. It's just these are people that are just out there now that, when Halo comes out, it'll probably get the same shit as well. Oh, this game
guarantee
looks
it.
awful.
Guarantee it.
Yeah, but it just puts me off gamers, really, because, and it gives a bad image for gamers.
They're not gamers though; they're kids. At the end of the day, it's
probably.
kids that do this. It's not adults. Like people just don't like. If I take umbrage with something, I don't sit there and go on a tirade on the internet over it for God knows how long. I'll probably make one little offhand comment which isn't directed at anyone in particular or any specific person who worked on the game. I think that's out of order. Attacking people who are actually just working on the game and doing their job, regardless of whatever it is. Like, if you don't like it, don't buy it. It's fine. Like, it's quite easy to ignore. There's enough stuff out there for everyone. But then you have this massive thing of like, well, you'll get another group that, oh, he doesn't like it, we've got to defend it, and then it's just this nonsensical back and forth. Like, just move on to the next thing, please.
Yeah, because as I say, I mean, we all like different things. Otherwise, it'd be a boring world if we all like the same thing.
Exactly.
But if someone likes that game, fine. But you don't have to keep telling them you shouldn't like it. You should hate it. Well, no, I like it. You can't dictate to me what I need to like or not like. But it's just, I don't know, bizarre. But as I say, no, brilliant game. I know Trip, he's been playing it as well, and he loved it as well, the game. Be interested to see what Peeps thinks of it, because I know Peeps has started it as well. And I think he'll probably love it as well. I know he's trying to get all the collectibles and everything. He's going to try and platinum it.
Good luck, Peeps.
I think Colin's picked it up as well.
Yeah, I think Colin's picked it up. Whether he ever finished it, though, because you know what Colin's like.
No, just plays COD non-stop. He just finished the campaign on COD this week, didn't he? So, yeah.
Great game. So, next game. I picked up Ghost Recon Breakpoints.
Oh, was it on a sale or something?
No, what happened was is that I finished Last of Us. The problem I have when I finished such a good game, I don't know what to play. I mean, I had Deadly Premonition running alongside of it, but then I didn't have anything else to play. And it's like you're scratching around, thinking, what can I play? So I went back to Days Gone. Really struggled with Days Gone. It's just, I don't know. Again, the pacing on that game is just, I feel like a fetch quest game. So I thought, what can I go? So I wandered into town on Saturday and I saw it in the shop there for 15 quid. But I'll fuck it, buy it. So I give it a go. I loaded it up and my first impressions were not very good at first, actually. I didn't think it looked a different game to what I was expecting. I was expecting like Wildlands, and I love Wildlands. I finished all the Wildlands. I thought the story was brilliant. I loved the baddie in it, but this is a completely different game. This feels more like a bloody Destiny game. This does, where you got a bloody hub, and
Yeah,
graphically,
you can turn the. I think they did actually allow you to sort of turn off the hub, like being able to see other people. Because originally we all know why you get hubs in games, because they're always online and it's a way of people to show off all their microtransactions to other people that they can be then tempted to buy them themselves.
now what I meant though is the hub worlds. You've always got to go back to the hub world in this game so far, from what I've seen. Whereas in Wildlands, you just went from one mission to the next mission to the next mission.
Well,
right, yeah. I know what you mean.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
I
to
think
pick
you
up an
still can.
adventure.
I have to keep going back to the hub world because I have to keep talking to certain people in the
Yeah.
hub world.
Oh, right, yeah.
So-
At least you can fast travel and stuff.
Yeah,
That's
and
not
you can
too
turn off the
shabby.
loot shit as well, so you can, which is good.
It's just it's no Wildlands, I'm afraid. It's just not as good. I don't think the gunplay is as good. The bullet sponges in this game compared to the first one.
Shoot them in the head, mate. They go down in one hit.
Yeah, I know. Well, I've gathered that. I've also noticed they've nicked one of the dudes from the Division 2. The dude with the machine gun that rolls, comes out. I mean, it's like right early the game. Oh fucking hell! What did he?
Oh, I know the ones with the
Yeah.
masks, like the head things. You got to ping the helmets off and that.
I've had lots of frame rate issues with this game so far. I mean, I've just done a bit now, and I've just gone back to the main hub and just flying a helicopter in. I'm waiting for it all to load in.
That's
I
because
will give you a hint.
you're playing on a console, mate.
I will give you a hint. If you've got them big heavy armor dudes, if you use the sniper class
That's what
and
I've used
use
on
like
it.
if you use the increased like bullet velocity rounds or whatever they are, you can cap them in one shot.
No, but I mean, I'm playing it. I'm enjoying it, but it just doesn't feel as good as the first one, really. And like you say, they're bringing the AI this week, so that'd be great. Because for me, I enjoyed having the AI with me. It just felt more of a game. But I don't know. It's just a little bit disappointed, really. I was hoping it to be better than what it was. And I had a few friends that I played Wildlands with that did actually buy Breakpoint, but I didn't actually get the chance to play it with them. And they all said the same, actually. They said it's not as good as the first one.
Yeah, and with a lot of that stuff, I actually agree with you, because I loved Wildlands. Like when it came out, I just rinsed it. I did absolutely everything I could on that, and I picked up Breakpoint. I didn't pick it up at launch. I picked it up just a little bit after launch because it was on sale, and I've probably played about 10 hours of it, to be honest. And straight away, I preferred the story in Wildlands and the bosses and all the different regions, etc. Yeah, and I just enjoyed it overall, and whereas in this one, I mean I like it. I've actually played probably more of the multiplayer, the versus multiplayer than the actual spent entire time in the world. Yeah, because the multiplayer is very much like the old Ghost Recons, like GRAW, the Advanced Warfighters. Yeah, where it's like 4 on 4 on a smallish map, and you're using tactics to take out the other team. Yeah, that's pretty cool. But the world in Breakpoint, I don't feel as good. The story, meh. You're stuck on this island, and there's this private fucking military with drones, and they want to take over and all that bullshit. I just don't know. I mean, I feel that, and because when it first came out, I was really put off because it felt like The Division, but called Ghost Recon, because it was all about collecting loot and and leveling up loot and all that bollocks. And I don't like that in a Ghost Recon. But so when they brought out that update where you could turn that off, I was very happy. But yeah, I mean it's
still playable though. But
yeah,
it's
I
just
mean
like
it's a good game. But yeah, again, I prefer Wildlands as well.
Yeah, so you enjoyed this though, Darren, didn't you?
Yeah, I preferred it to Wildlands.
Really?
I never really got on. I never got on with Wildlands. It was janky. I thought.
Oh, okay.
Like when things kind of went. It reminded me a little bit of Graw in a way, but when you got into certain firefights, like enemies wouldn't move around smoothly, and like certain parts of it were janky. Never got on with the vehicles, and things like that. And Breakpoint, I just treated it like I was like, I don't know, a bit like Rambo First Blood, where I'm sort of on my own trying to survive, just sneaking around, and I always play as a sneaky little fucker in games like that. Like I will basically try to never get spotted. I think so far in the game, my stealth kill ratio is something like 99.something%.
Oh wow, okay.
Like I just hide and like cap people from range, try and clear bases without getting spotted, and go in and grab the loots. And playing it like that, it became quite atmospheric for me as well. And switching the camo and things like that. Fair enough, some things did get annoying, like the overhead drones and that you have to keep hiding from.
I've come
and other things. But I always pretty much travel everywhere in that game on foot. I don't really ever use vehicles at all. Like, I'll just teleport to a campsite and then just trudge on foot. Because I like the extra new animations they added, like where you sort of slide down, sort of like
slide down like
rock
small
faces
hills
and mountains, and obviously
I
when
love
you're
the
climbing up them as well, you sort of see your character struggling like they would, going up like quite a high gradient and that. But I know it's not for everyone, but I quite enjoyed it. I never really finished much of the story stuff because it took away that whole play style that I had. And for me, it's kind of like, hold on, I'm supposed to be a ghost. I'm not supposed to be a character that gets seen and constantly walks into like standoff, like ambushes and things like that, where you just get waves of enemies charging at you and stuff. So I just avoided all of that, and like I never really actually played the story. I just went around and explored the game as I wanted to play it.
Cool.
But no, I'll carry on playing it. It's scratching that itch at the moment, which is what I wanted. So it's perfect. So last thing, because we're gonna have to move on, because otherwise I'm gonna be all day with me. Is I don't know why I picked it up for 5. I think it was The Walking Dead, A New Frontier, which was the third season actually. I think it was. It's a Walking Dead game, Telltale. It's all right.
It's not the not the Peeps' favourite one then.
No. This is the Telltale games. The interactive sort of where you just push a button. Thing. It's all right. Story's quite good. I think it was, as I said, it was only £5 or £6. I think I paid for it. I didn't pay much for it. Trophies are just brilliant on this anyway. But I wanted a story game. I don't know why. I just fancied playing it. So far, I enjoy it. It's not doing anything new. I mean, Telltale, as I say, they've disappeared now, haven't they? So it's that's all I'm going to say, really. But if you quite like them, that's it. Me done.
Brilliant. Who's next? Was it Dan?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Sorry, excuse me. As I mentioned earlier, I kind of haven't played that much, so I haven't really played a new game since the last time I was on, so I'm just going to trudge briefly through what I have played. Might as well start with Animal Crossing. Yay! Everyone's favourite.
Drowned yet?
But drowned? Not yet. No. As if you didn't know already, swimming and diving has come to Animal Crossing Land, which both kind of opens up the play area, so you can go deep sea diving, I suppose, with your snorkel and your wetsuit, in order to get stuff like crabs, sea anemones, some kind of weird grapes that kind of look like mouldy piles, and all sorts of other gubbins, I suppose. And there's also new tweaks to the game that have happened. It's a nice little addition, I suppose. It kind of now it's the point where it's added to me dailies, so in the sense that I go swimming around trying to find new species or scallops to feed the what was his name? It's called something. I don't know. It's some kind of sea otter that comes up and licks your scallop and then gives you something in return. So that's all right, I suppose. couple of major things that have happened since I last been talking about any depth. What's happened? Last night was good. I had
The
a meteor.
meteors.
Yeah, I had a proper meteor shower last night, which was ridiculous. The first proper one I've ever had. In which shooting stars kept falling out the sky for the whole 2 hours of the Ubisoft conference. So I was literally sitting there watching that, talking to these guys, just pressing A button, because every single time you see a shooting star, you've got to press A to make a wish. And in the morning, a load of star fragments end up on your beach, which you can use as materials to build all sorts of crazy shit. Like I built a moon lander today, and I've put it on my island, which is nice. Other things, I suppose. Rodney, who is one of the most hated Animal Crossing characters, as far as I can tell from the internet, is now resident on my island. I had to have him. He's got a gormless. He's like a hamster rat kind of thing.
I think I know the one.
Yeah, he's grey. He's got a gormless expression. He looks pretty dumb, but he's got a really cool house actually. He's got arcade games and dartboards and all sorts. He's all right actually. A lot of people bully him. He's become quite a focal point of the community as far as I'm concerned. As far because my sole aim for that game is trying to collect as many ugly Animal Crossing characters as possible. So I've got Beardo, who's also hated on the internet. Barreled, who's my favourite. He's one of the most hated. And now I've got Rodney. So boo-hoo sucks to you, all you Animal Crossing freaks. What else is there? And yeah, since I've been talking on the podcast, I've been playing it. I've been running around because July is beetle season, so there's shitloads of beetles everywhere. And so the idea really is that you kind of collect as many as possible. They come out at different times of the day, and I think I've got most of them now, but there's loads. So I've been doing that, and also I managed to unlock, as I've been playing this evening, the golden slingshot, which you get for shooting out the sky 300 presents. So I've just crafted that, and it looks kind of swanky.
Can you shoot like beehives and stuff with that, if I remember correctly?
No, you can't with the slingshot. If you've got a wasp station, you can use a party popper, or you can use your nets. So I've kind of got a nice technique for using against wasps in the net now, and they just sting you. Oh, that also goes to show. I got given a really really cool face mask. It's like Mexican Day of the Dead style design. And then you wear it, and even if you get stung, yeah, your villagers don't comment that you've been stung. So if you one of the most irritating things, like sometimes
they don't turn around and say, "Oh, you prick."
Yeah, exactly. They come up to you and you have to go through a couple more dialogue boxes, them saying you look ugly as shit. Have you been stung by a wasp? And you go
come out in lumps and stuff then.
Yeah, you do. And you got a lopsided eye.
Right.
There's all sorts of little gimmicks like that. I mean, I got stung by a mosquito last night, which didn't do anything. I've probably got malaria now. And there's nice little bits like that. I mean, yeah, it's got another summer update in August. Nothing's been announced exactly, but as someone's still on furlough, I'm rinsing this still. There's little things I try to do. And maybe I might be going back just to rearrange some of the scenery, but at the moment it's just my void. It's where I go just to whittle. I don't want any story. I don't want any kind of major progression. I just want to whittle, and that's what this game does to me. All good, really. Yeah.
Are any of your residents cake then?
Cake? What do you mean by that?
You've not seen this meme that's going around?
Yeah. Well,
this
last
meme days where everything's turned out to be cake.
Well, what I have seen is that people have made everyday objects, and you cut into them, it looks like cake.
Yeah.
And all it does is makes me hungry. But is there a bigger connotation to what cake is? Am I missing out on something?
No, not really. Just sort of like people like pretending to cut into other things and finding out everything's cake.
So, well, I
was just wondering because obviously Animal Crossing has been pretty good with all of that kind of like social media content and stuff over like all the shutdown. I didn't know whether they like maybe tried to add anything.
Nah, it's. I don't think it's that self-aware, mate. I really don't. It just wants to provide a nice experience for everyone. There's nothing nasty about this. I mean, I found out the other day they've even edited out all the really, really seriously nasty reactions villagers give you. I remember in some of the earlier ones, I mean, I had a couple that were absolute arsehole villagers. And I mean, everyone's lovely in my game. I don't know what it is. Maybe because I'm on there every day being nice to them, like giving them fucking sweatshirts and offering them apples. Maybe that's it. I don't know. Paying them off, yeah, buying their useless bric-a-brac because I've got 7 million bells in my bank account and I literally own the island. I'm richer than fucking Tom Nook. Maybe that's it. Benevolent ruler, that's me. Done. So that's Animal Crossing summed up again. I think 340 hours says it all.
Bloody
and
hell,
then
that is a lot.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's what happens. It's what happens. You wake up, play it, and then you go, oh, lunchtime. I'll go and check on turnip prices, and then you get stuck on that for a little bit. In fact, I think I've got a turbulent week on the turnip market this week. There were 160 bells in the morning this morning, so I thought I'll hold off a bit, and then they dropped to 65 in the afternoon, which usually signals I'm due for a spike at some point this week of several hundred.
Because I only ever hear of the turnip market, or is that just the most popular one?
That's the only one. You buy your turnips on a Sunday, and then you flog them during the week. I spent nearly 700,000 bells on them on Sunday.
Wow.
My house is filled up with them. So we'll see. We'll see. Anyway.
They rot after time.
They do. If you don't sell them by Saturday, 10 p.m., they turn into rot. They rot, but then you can use them to attract ants, which is another species that you need to collect to give to the museum. But I've already done all that. I've got a couple of spare turnips, if anyone's interested, rotten turnips. I can mail them you in the post.
Along with ants.
Maybe. Although it doesn't let you send animals. I tried to send someone an oarfish once.
When we was a kid, there used to be like a pet shop that just down from where I was. And they used to sell like boxes of like crickets and stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously as food for things. And I think we used to think about like maybe buying some and just shoving them through someone's letterbox.
Yeah, I'm not surprised you felt like that.
Typical kid things, you know what I mean? Like
what, putting a shit in a paper bag and lighting it?
No, I never did that. I never saw the sort of fascination of that, to be honest.
Well, first of all, you got to get shit in a paper bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd have to be a dog shit. Not one of you.
No, it would have been shit in a crisp packet, mate.
Set it on fire, ring a doorbell, and run. Hilarious. Hilarious. So yeah, Animal Crossing. Other stuff. I've been putting quite a bit of time into that NES Pac-Man Championship Edition on the Namco collection, and I've got some tasty high scores on that. I did look at my playtime. I put 5 hours into that, which I think I'm well on the way. I'm playing it daily, but not for huge lengths. So I think I'm well on the way to racking up the playtime on that. None of the other games on the compilation has interested me at all. So I'm holding off buying Volume 2 for now. We'll see how that goes. And then, what was the other? And Mr. Driller, Drill Lands, which I put quite a bit of time into. Excuse me. It's nice. It's got a couple of bugs, though, I noticed. For example, sometimes during the game, mid-game, all your D-pad controls completely switch off, and you can't fucking move it, so you have to reset the game. Awesome. It's weird how they do it. It might be have a bug in talking to one of the Joy-Cons, because I mainly play it in handheld mode. As soon as I reattach it to the telly, it's fine, and I go to the Pro controller. So that might be an issue. Well, it's not a game, it's not a deal breaker, to be honest with you, but it can be a little bit annoying. But it's Mr. Driller. It's getting quite tough now. It's opening up, so you can get now power-ups to make things easier for yourself. But it's a nice bit of old school retro fun, and should provide the hours if you're willing to stick in it. And that's about it, really. I'll just have a quick look if there's anything else. I don't think there was really. I said there was one game that was due out, I think, this week. You might have seen it on the Facebook group called "Don't Get Caught." Did you?
That got pulled, didn't it? Literally.
I
I think it's been pulled from sale.
Yeah, it's certainly not on the recent releases. It was supposed to be out on the 17th. Oh, the 13th. Sorry, it was the 13th.
I couldn't believe it when you saw me. I watched that video. I was like, "Is this real?"
Okay, so if anyone's listening and they're not sure what this game is, for a pricey sum of about £7 on Nintendo Switch, you could have the latest stealth simulator, which involves you getting into the back of a taxi and then being driven to your destination. So I'm building up to this to make it sound hilarious. And then your task is to have a concealed.
Should you choose to accept it?
Because you choose to accept it to have a silent concealed wank.
A stroke, as they would call it.
If you're curious, look at the Facebook group. There's a whole video there.
It's the images that you're looking at on your phone as well. It's like, what the hell are you even supposed to get aroused with here? Like,
I don't know, mate. I mean,
like a picture of a potted plant or something. It's like,
shit.
Can't wait to see what the sequel's going to be.
It's there's so much. There is a lot of dross on the Nintendo store, and it's almost sometimes impenetrable to try and finding what you want or what's on sale.
Yeah,
it's a real tough goer.
Well, I've just seen it has been pulled
completely.
Yeah,
literally.
Yay!
I wanted to give that a go. Oh. Shit, man.
It'll end up on Steam, I guess.
Yeah, keep an eye out, Webby.
I saw that trailer.
I
was just like, what the hell? Like, Nintendo used to have the Nintendo seal of approval back in the day. Games had to be a certain quality, and now they just let any old shite on the Nintendo store. What the fuck?
I don't know. You say that about Nintendo, but Nintendo did used to let some of the stuff that was not really kiddie friendly, like Manhunt 2 was on Switch.
Yeah, but could you wank someone to death on Manhunt 2?
No, you just bash them up instead.
Yeah, I mean that's slightly different. I mean it's and it wasn't. Is it on? I'm guessing this is currently just on. Well, it was scheduled for the Switch, wasn't it? Not on Xbox One. I could see. Obviously the bosses on both Xbox and Sony.
Did it have a rating? Did it get a rating? Because I'm not sure if I actually saw one on the trailer for it.
It warned it's for adults only. Contains
Well, let me see if it's on Steam. Let me just have a look.
Excuse me. Oh, I've got to sit up.
No, it's not on Steam.
Oh well.
So they literally just solely made it for the Switch.
Yeah.
I'm guessing so.
It is.
Did you use the Joy-Cons and like move them up and down? Like, didn't you? Like,
I really don't know, mate. I really don't know.
You do realise though that if you've got like my Switch, it veers to the right.
Oh no!
The left.
Usually veers to the left, mate.
Yeah, but mine goes to the left. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Right, next.
I wasn't
next
on
game.
about the Joy-Cons.
Next game. So
way too much information.
Yeah, a little bit too much. I just had to mention that. I mean, that's it gaming wise. Although I did play a bit of Smash Brothers on and just to see what the score was with the new characters. There's a new character from ARMS. Again, you've got the option of buying the characters individually or through a battle pass, and I think I've got 3 of the characters already from Series 1. I played it for a bit, and to be honest with you, I'm a bit cold on this game at the moment, so whether or not I go back to it or not, I don't know. So that's it, really.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Is that it for you then, Dan?
Yeah, that's it.
Dan,
Done.
then.
Oh, this will be nice and easy. Nothing.
Are you serious?
Wow.
Just the same old bit of Black Desert. Just logging in and doing stuff on there. Logging into Final Fantasy 14 for my daily and weekly bit. Have been playing a bit of Fortnite, like the original Fortnite, not the Battle Royale, with Goose, because that's actually come out of beta phase now. completely.
Oh,
Like
is it? Blimey.
it's now a finished product, and they've kind of stopped working on that part of the game. So like you can now buy that mode if you own the Battle Royale by buying, I think it's like the Mechanical Commander pack or something. It's like $15.99, and it gives you access to the game and gets you to earn some V-Bucks and other bits for it.
Okay.
And there's like an event running at the moment called Yara's Revenge, which I've been running with him and his little nephew, which, yeah, kids. But yeah, apart from that, not really much else. Obviously been working a fair bit the past week or so as well, and working all this week. So it's nice to realise when I looked at what's that, sorry?
What's your next big game you're going to play then? Are you getting Ghosts?
Oh, definitely, mate.
Yeah.
I've been locked in for that for ages, but I'm really happy to be working Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night. So,
Ouch.
I won't really get to it properly. So by the time I record again, I'll have put enough time into it to obviously give some good, valid opinions and that. But yeah, really looking forward to that. Hopefully, it will turn up like Thursday lunchtime or something, so I can get a couple of hours in before I have to go to work. But
yeah,
we shall see.
Cool, man. So that's it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, I believe. Probably like a few other bits and bobs, but nothing I can think of.
Okay.
At the moment.
I mean, I've played quite a few games, but some of them I'm not even going to bother mentioning. But the first game I do want to talk about very briefly is IL-2 Sturmovik. I've been playing this a little bit.
It's a flight game, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's a World War II flight simulator game.
That was on the 360 though, wasn't it?
I have no idea.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
Yeah,
this is PC. Oh, there might have been a different version, but this is very...
not new.
Well, it's not new. It came out in like 2014, I think?
It was on the 360 and the PS3. I've got it here somewhere.
Nah.
I stuck 2. Yeah.
No, so this is a different one. It might have been 1946 or something like that.
No, I'll find it for you. I'll WhatsApp you it.
Okay. Birds of Prey you had on the PS3. IL-2 Sturmovik Birds of Prey.
No, there was one called Birds of Prey, but there was one. I know because I've sold a copy of it before.
Anyway, yeah, I've been putting some more time into this. Been playing a little bit of it with Wes, because he's well into it. He's ordered himself a brand new flight stick as well, custom made one. It's cost him quite a few pounds or whatever money he has out in Thailand. I don't know what their currency is.
Thailand or something, isn't it? Is it?
Yeah. I'm getting into it.
Rubles or something like that.
Oh, fuck it, I don't know. I'm getting into it a bit more. So he very kindly bought me a pack which included a newer version of the Spitfire. So I've been trying that out, and what I'm really liking about this game is just how realistic it is. I still have a lot to learn. It took me a long time just to learn how to fucking turn the engine on before I take off. It's one of those games, but what's really, really cool, I mean, because he plays it in VR, obviously I don't have a VR headset, so I had to just change some of the buttons on my flight stick to move my head around, because the thing is, like, when you get onto the multiplayer maps, the one that isn't training, there's no markers above the plane, so you need to fly up quite close to the plane just to see the markings, to see if it's a friendly or an enemy. So it gets very, very hard. And what's taken me a long time to practice is just shooting down other planes, because you have to get quite close to the enemy planes, and you have very limited ammo, just like the real World War II planes back in the day. So you have to really conserve your ammo. But what I'm really liking about it is, for a game that's quite old, the graphics are absolutely insanely good, and it's just so immersive because the sounds and just the way, because I'm using the flight stick it's just everything, because it's so realistic, you just get sucked into it, and you're like, come on, I'm trying to dogfight, and you're trying to catch up with planes, and it's just I'm loving it, because it's just, you can't just go full belt help with the throttle because it'll burn your engine out and you use loads of fuel. So there's all these different things to think about, and there is just so much to learn. It's so good. And this is one of the reasons why I'm looking forward to Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's actually announced it's coming out next month. So I'm going to be pumping quite a lot of time into that because it's already been announced that you can use your flight sticks with that as well. But this is just because I'm into World War II stuff anyway. Being able to fly the planes is just so cool because I've joined a few forums and watched a few tutorial videos, and a hell of a lot of real life pilots play this game because it's so realistic. The planes are how they actually were back then, like how they fly. Everything's exactly the same. When you turn them on, like everything is spot on. So it's very, very cool. I'm loving it. So yeah, good times. Really, really good. Since last time we recorded, I completed Far Cry 5. Took me ages to finish this game, good couple of years, I would say. I absolutely loved it. The ending was well good. Fucking awesome. And I would recommend people that haven't played it, give it a go. It's quite long though, to be honest, but I really regret not playing it through when I got it, because I pumped about 20 hours into it and then just stopped playing it for almost a year, and then I thought, I've still got that game, I'll go back to it, and got sucked back into the world, and just everything was just so freaking good on that game. Another reason why I'm really excited for Far Cry 6, because Far Cry 5 is still so recent in my mind, because obviously I only completed it a few weeks ago. So yeah, bloody awesome it is. Bloody awesome. Anyway, that's an old game. Okay, since the last podcast as well, I have completed Yakuza 5.
Ooh.
Oh man, I know Stunty's into the Yakuza games, and this is one of the ones that you haven't finished, is it, Stunty? And
no, I've got that set on the PS3 actually, because I'm halfway through it on the PS3, because that's when I originally played it, because it never came out with this. And the problem is what do I do? Do I play it on the PS4 again?
I would, just for the better graphics, to be honest.
Yeah, the thing is, I'm quite a way through it on the PS3. So
can you really remember what happened though? That's the thing.
Probably not.
So, what I really like about it, you play as 4 different characters throughout the game, and all of them are very different. I'm not going to go into any spoilers, but I'm not going to. When I say "but," I usually have a spoiler.
Yeah, so exactly.
No. I really enjoyed it. The story was awesome. The only thing about the game which was a little bit annoying was, compared to the previous games, it does get very cheesy with one of the characters. It becomes a bit like, a music mini game thing. That's all I'm going to say. And it goes on for quite a while, and I'm just like, God, for fuck's sake, I just want to get this bit over with so I can carry on with the gangster storyline. But what I really like about it is the main character, Kiryu, who is my favourite character out of all of them. He, when you start off the game, it's just how his life has completely changed and what he's doing, because he wants to kind of get away from the Yakuza life, but he always seems to get sucked back into it. Yeah, I loved it. It took me 34 hours to finish. And that is, that's me just pretty much going through just the main campaign, because when I played the Yakuza games, I play them for just the main campaign. I can't be fucked with all the side bollocks. I just enjoy them for the game.
They're some of the funniest storylines.
Yeah, I mean, in the previous ones, I have done quite a few of the side stuff, things, but not many, and they have always been quite funny. But I just love them for the main game, because it's very Japanese. It does get, like, the side thing, quest missions do get very weird. And that's just not really my thing. But yeah, I loved it. I mean, when I finished it, I just sat there and just watched the credits and was just like, oh my fucking God, this has just been epic. and I'm looking forward to playing Yakuza 6 now. Now I'm in a little bit of a dilemma at the moment, guys, because I've got a single player game on the go on the PC, which I'll talk about in a minute. But the PS4 seems to be my main console for single player games, and I've got two big ones that I haven't started yet, which I want to play, and I just don't know which one to start first. So I've got
Last of Us 2.
No, I don't have that. I'm still waiting for Cram the Man to send me his copy. I've got Days Gone and Yakuza 6. Now,
Yakuza 6.
Yakuza 6, I'd say.
Yeah, okay, that's decided. I will start
I've
Yakuza
played-
6.
Yeah, because I finished Yakuza 6, and I think Yakuza 6 is better than Days Gone.
Cool, yeah.
Pete just going, no!
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, so, I mean, what I find amazing about the Yakuza series is I started the Yakuza series on the PS4, because I remastered them. So I started with 0. So at the minute, I've played 6 Yakuza games, all on the PS4, and I'm going to play the 7th one. Oh, fucking nuts. That's a lot of hours, because each game is at least 30 hours long. So that's a lot of hours of Yakuza, to be honest. All on, one platform. Something I'm quite proud of in a sad sort of way. It's turned into probably one of my favourite game franchises of all time, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it's a great franchise.
Yeah.
And there's still more to come.
Yeah, because Yakuza 7 has a new character, and it's turn-based combat. So I'm quite interested to see how that is. I'm not sure when that's out in the West.
End of the year, I think, at some point. Because it came out was it February or March?
In Japan.
Or was it last year? It might have even been late last year.
I don't understand why it hasn't come out yet, because all they've got to do is whack in some subtitles, job done, because none of them having...
Yeah, they always take a while, though, to be honest, and we're still, missing, I think it's Yakuza Ishin. Never got a release in the West at all, which is the Samurai one.
Okay. That's interesting. So, yeah, I mean, if anyone wants to get into a series with a really amazing storyline, that's all, about the Yakuza gangsters, check it out. Check out Yakuza 0 as your starting point. It's dirt cheap. I think you can get it for under a tenner.
It's on Game. I think some of them are all on Game Pass now. I think Kiwami 2 hits Game Pass this week.
Is 0 on Game Pass?
It was, because that's when a load of people played it, didn't they? And they were like,
yeah. Okay.
Right.
We'll check it out. It's fucking awesome. Cool. Okay. Okay, so I started a new single player game since the last podcast. This game is on Game Pass. It is Kingdom Come Deliverance. Any of you guys played
Didn't
this?
you play this, Stunty?
Yeah, I've played it.
Okay, so it's on Game Pass. I'm playing it on PC. I think I've pumped at least 10 hours into it myself, to be honest. Now, I heard about this when it came out, and I just didn't give it a second thought. But I thought, it's on Game Pass, I'll check it out. And the first thing that struck me was just how gorgeous the graphics are. It's probably one of the best looking games I've ever played, to be honest. I can whack the settings right up, which is really, really nice. And it kind of reminds me of Skyrim in a weird way, where you find yourself just walking through the countryside, just looking at the trees and the grass and little streams. And, it's just quite relaxing when you're doing all that shit. But what's kind of hooked me into it, Stunty, is the story, because you start.
Yeah, it's a good story.
Yeah, so you're the blacksmith's boy, and you're learning the trade, and it's all set in Europe in like the 1400s, and there's certain kings at war, and that sort of stuff, and the voice acting is really good. I just want to mention that as well, and I think the setting is really, really cool. I just love that old timey kind of stuff, and I don't want to go into the story too much because I don't want to give spoilers to people who want to play it. But it gets fucking awesome very, very quickly. A lot of really just jaw-dropping stuff just happens.
Yeah.
But that's all I'm going to say on that. But the map's very, very large. The combat is very difficult, I have to say.
Yeah, you got to make sure you do all the tutorials on them because it teaches you how to do the combat.
Yeah.
You can't just button mash.
No.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like Dark Souls-y in the combat, you know. You can't, you have to take your time
in first person.
Yeah, you take your time. You're blocking and dodging, and obviously because you're a blacksmith's boy, you're not very good at sword fighting anyway. So obviously it takes you time to get better. So make sure you do the training. But what I like about it as well is you don't have to do a lot of combat if you don't want to. You can solve pretty much most issues throughout the game with speech, so you can level up your speech if you want, and so you can talk your way out of situations or convince people to do stuff, etc.
Yeah, or you can get your friends, you can get people to help you as well. Because I had a mission, I couldn't kill some bandits, or couldn't get to the bandits, and I ended up speaking to this group, and they came and helped me.
Yeah.
I mean, I played this on day one when it came out.
Yeah.
And it was very janky, on consoles. I haven't been back actually. I should really, because I did enjoy what I played of it. And as I say, he hasn't got any superpowers, so it's not like you're doing, Skyrim sort of style.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. It was good. I enjoyed it.
They've released, I think, some expansions for it, haven't they? So they've obviously tightened up the main game.
Well, the Game Pass version includes all the DLC, which is pretty awesome.
No, it's a good game.
But also what I like usually in games, like having to look out for your hunger and all that, and your sleep is just a ball ache. But it's done quite well in this, to be honest.
Yeah, you go to campsites. You can set up a camp in certain places, and that's where you save.
Yeah.
It's very English, the voice acting, as in Northern.
Yeah.
A lot of...
Where's it set? Isn't it Scandinavia or somewhere like that? Or...
I can't remember now, to be honest.
I know it's in East. It's
Austria
in Europe
or
somewhere.
something?
It's not England.
Yeah, I thought it was somewhere like that.
It's middle of Europe.
It did feel like England, to be honest. Parts
yeah,
of it.
but it's Central Europe somewhere. But yeah, it's I'm really enjoying it. I've been really sucked into it. Doing the main quest. There's a lot of side missions you can do, and they're very, very good as well. It's a really cool game. It really is. The only thing that has frustrated me with it is you can't carry much, so you get overburdened quite quickly, which is quite frustrating. But obviously that's very realistic, because I remember this was actually a Kickstarter game.
Right.
And their aim of it was to be, realistic, with as much as possible, and with the setting. So I don't know if the kind of kings and what's happened is kind of, if it's set on real history or not. I don't know, to be honest. But what's happened so far is so fucking cool. It just makes me want to play it more. It really, really does. So it's on Game Pass. You haven't got any excuse not to give it a go. Check it out. It's I think it's kind of a hidden gem, to be honest. Okay.
I've got to go in a minute, so you have to be.
Okay. Well, I've only got one more game to talk about, mate. So and then we'll get into questions. So obviously we had Forza Friday again on Friday, funnily enough. We're a little bit disappointed this week because not many people turned up.
Oh dear, this is where we're going to get told off, isn't it?
So everyone needs to come on. Well, actually, because not many people turned up this past week, and we've had 3 weeks in a row of Forza Horizon 4. This upcoming Friday, it's going to be Forza 7. And I know not everyone owns that because it's not on Game Pass, but that's this week's game.
Oh, weird. I thought that would have been...
No, because it came out...
retroactively put it on there.
Yeah, it came out before Game Pass was a thing, so... no. But because we've been doing the Gamer Nights on Forza Horizon 4, I've actually been playing it a hell of a lot, just not on a Friday. And my 2-year-old is loving it because I've got the Lego expansion, so he's been enjoying just driving around in the Lego Valley, just smashing into Lego trees and other Lego stuff, and he's been finding it really, really funny. And I've been just, when he hasn't been on it, I've been just mopping up some of the races that I haven't done on the DLCs and picking up quite a lot of extra achievements and playing with some of the community not on a Friday, which has been quite fun. So yeah, I've been really, really enjoying getting back into this. It's probably one of the, it's a really good multiplayer game, and what I really like about it is it's not shooting people in the face. It's just having fun, racing some cars. It's it's not realistic. It's arcadey fun, and we're just having a laugh. So yeah, we probably will.
Do you still get people driving around the track backwards?
No, but you usually get people smashing into each other, and that's normally me who's smashing into everyone else, to be honest. But yeah, we were doing Forza 7 this week, but then after that we'll probably go back to Horizon 4. We might just alternate it, to be honest, just to have a little bit of variety. But yeah,
or take votes.
Or take votes or whatever. Yeah, but I'm really enjoying it because it's just so much fun. It really, really is. Because you got the races, you got the dirt races, and you got the playground games as well. Like Infection and Captured Flag and all that. So yeah, I've been having a hell of a lot of fun on this game. So good. So that's what I've been playing.
Okay.
Cool beans. Okay, questions?
Go then.
So we were a little bit short of questions on the Facebook, so I put the shout out on Discord and got quite a few replies. So if you guys listening haven't joined our Discord, fucking join it. It's brilliant. Okay. So, Melafella, who is watching at the moment, hello Mela. He says, if you could pick an MMO to be multi-platform, which one would you choose?
I think they all are, aren't they, really?
I would like to see Final Fantasy 14 come to Xbox, to be honest.
It is coming. Like, he announced it about a year ago, but there's still nothing. It's probably... I think it'll possibly be around the next expansion, or like once the new systems have launched.
Yeah, maybe.
Because it seems a bit weird that we haven't heard anything still yet, even though it was announced a while back.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the others generally are. It's the cross-play that's obviously sometimes a thing, because obviously most of them will start off on PC. It's very rarely like Final Fantasy 14 where they're launched on console and PC at the same time. So obviously the PC versions of these MMOs are usually like multiple patches and content ahead of the console, so they can't particularly do the cross-play when it comes to that, whereas things like Destiny and like sort of, I'd say, console-y MMO sort of things like that would work cross-play out the gate, but whether they do or not.
Yeah, because Phantasy Star Online 2 works well cross-play, and so obviously Final Fantasy 14 works well between PC and PS4.
Yeah, I've never known who's on what.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think most of the people in the guild are on PlayStation, then you find out, like, no, I'm on the PC actually, and it's like, all right, fair enough. I never realised.
Yeah.
Usually, you can tell how quickly people reply to you with like messages and stuff.
Yeah. Anyone else?
I'll have Fantasy. I'll have Fantasy Star Online 2 on the Switch, please.
Yeah, cool, man. Good shout.
It could probably run on the Switch as well.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah, it's quite old now. Yeah,
reasonably old. Yeah.
The Switch does get a lot of MMOs dumped on it, or free-to-play games, which I haven't really dabbled, mainly because a lot of these things are okay. You play it for about 5-10 hours, and then the difficulty just increases, and you start getting bombarded for packs and crystals and all sorts of nonsense.
Yeah.
So
free-to-play stuff.
Exactly. It's a bit of a slippery slope, I guess. I mean, it's in order an MMO to survive these days, you need to make it free to play, unless it's a big enough brand such as Final Fantasy to stand on its own 2 feet. So it's a bit of a tricky one, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Wii U still had its own unique MMO that I don't think came to any other platforms, which was the Dragon Quest MMO.
Oh, I didn't even know about that.
Only ever released in Japan as well.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's cool. Okay, shall we move on?
Yeah, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mello also asked Darren a question directly. He says, "Why the fuck are you still playing Fortnite PvE?" Good
I don't know.
question.
It's just kind of chilling and relaxing, and I'm playing with Goose and stuff, so it kind of makes it a bit more entertaining.
Fair enough.
Games are always fun when you've got someone else to play with. You know what I mean?
Friends, yes, friends are
Exactly.
important. Yeah. Okay. Wes asked me a question. He says, "What would it take for me to go back to console only?"
All your games free of charge?
Yeah.
No,
It's
cheaper. Well,
financial
this is something
despair.
that we actually didn't talk about in the news because I forgot to do the news section.
Well, we'll get to it maybe.
No,
Yeah,
or just show it. You hold it in here, Darren. Then.
Yeah, well, there's news that next gen games are going to be going up to $70, which means it'll be like £60 to £70 in the UK.
Long
Which
overdue.
means they'll be about 45-50 quid if you buy physical
Yeah.
and 70 quid if you buy digital.
Now, and I know
anything
people are
take
saying some people are saying, "Oh, it's long overdue," and I can.
It
and I can
kind of
understand,
is.
And I
It
can,
is when you look
because-
at inflation for everything else.
And you look at where the cartridge era and games were that and more expensive anyway. You look at like I remember paying fucking 80 quid for a game on the Mega Drive for fuck's sake. And I remember N64 games being very expensive as well. But the problem we have these days is you'll be paying that amount of money for a game, and then it will still have all the fucking free to play bollocks within the game.
It will
as
still
well.
have the year one pass, the battle pass, and all the other tagged on bollocks. Like I've got no issues paying more money for an actual fully complete game with a full roster of characters and everything all in from the get go.
Yeah. No, I know.
But it won't be that.
No,
They'll gouge you multiple times still.
Yeah.
Like.
And the other problem is, like, for me personally, since I've gone over to PC, I've now been used to really good sales. The game's coming out cheaper anyway. And the other thing is, obviously with COVID, a lot of people aren't in the financial position that they used to be for game purchases anyway. And gaming is a hobby. So those are the sort of cutbacks that you make. I mean, for people with families, justifying, 70 quid for a fucking game,
Well, you got to fork out for the new console first, mate.
Well, yeah, it's true. For a lot of people, it's like, well, no. One of the reasons that I went to PC, to be honest, is yes, the outlay initially was a lot of money, but I factored in games being a lot cheaper, or from which they are, and I think you're going to be buying an Xbox Series X or a PS5. They're probably going to be £500 or more. Games being 60 to 70 quid each, I think personally is a lot of money. And if you're someone
and you're looking on the fact that you're going to have to spend at least another £300 to £400 on a decent sized hard drive for those as well.
Well, yeah, and plus you're paying for Game Pass or Xbox Live or PS Plus or whatever. But I think personally, if you're the sort of person that plays a lot of games like myself, 70 quid for a game it's a lot of money. And something that people won't be playing a lot of games for. I think like rental companies like Boomerang will probably get a lot more customers.
I think you're looking at more than that 60 quid on this. The 70. I mean, if it's $70 for a game, that usually translates into 60.
It's going to be about
I know.
55, 60 quid.
Yeah.
I mean,
but you think at the moment games are technically 55 quid RRP, 50 or 60, because that's
50,
what games sell them for.
Yeah.
But then they're never sold for that in the shops.
No,
they're not.
Which is kind of what pisses me off with the whole physical digital thing, in the fact of, look, they don't sell for that in the shops, even though that's the RRP. So how can you get away with selling a lesser product of the same thing for more money digitally?
Yeah.
That's what you need to bring into aspect. If it's selling in the shops for, say, 45, 50 quid, you can't charge 60 quid for a digital version. Charge 49.
Yeah, but the problem is the reason that they've been doing that is to keep the brick and mortar shops happy. Yeah.
Maybe.
A lot of it is a lot of it is because I want to keep them sweet, so they'll sell the consoles and they can still buy some.
I don't think that's always the case, mate. That's an argument that's used a lot
But I think, next gen you've got the PS5 digital edition. Yeah. I think things are going to change.
Did you hear the news about that today? This was groundbreaking.
Go on.
Apparently, if you buy the all-digital version of the PS5, you won't be able to play any of your PS4 physical discs on it.
No
shit.
Imagine the shock. Yeah.
I think that might have been a satire account, maybe.
Did someone have a quiet news day, did they?
Probably.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is with digital's becoming a lot more prevalent anyway. Of course, they're going to try and jack the prices up. But the thing is, I think about this in a couple of ways. I think, if you want games on launch date, you're always going to be paying the premium anyway. And if you can be patient, and I know it's very difficult, you can get some bargains. You really can. So it just depends, really. To be honest. It's an interesting one. We'll see what happens.
People still pay. Let's remember that.
Oh yeah, people will still pay, of course. What was the other part of the question anyway? It'd be cheaper games and cheaper games for me for that. And also for the other guys, what would it take for you to make the switch to PC gaming?
Never.
Yeah.
PCs for work.
Or basically,
yeah.
If they stop selling physical games, then I'll probably just get a PC and pirate everything. I don't want to pay for digital products. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's nothing. It's digital nothing. I don't see why it's worth money.
Because people have put effort and time into making these products.
I can't believe you're using that as an argument.
It feels like I'm paying for thin air. It's like the Emperor's New Clothes.
Mate, I am scared to... I think when I looked at how much I'd spent on Steam, I was quite shocked. It was something...
The last digital game I actually bought was What Remains of Edith Finch.
Wow.
That's a long time ago, man.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Next question is... Okay, we'll go down to Clarky, and then we'll go back, because Mel has asked a few. So Clarky says, was the Ubisoft thing pointless? No. Showed some good games.
If you want to talk about pointless, watch the EA conference that they had this year.
Hell, that was awful. Yep. Okay, Darkest Frost says, has the lockdown changed your gaming habits?
No, exactly the same.
I'd say yes.
About you, Dan.
I'd say yes. Yes. No. And if at the beginning of the year, if you were to say, Dan, I'll say what? This year you put 340 hours into a game. I'll tell you to fuck off.
That's a lot of commute I must be doing.
Yeah, I know. Blah blah blah. But no, it's mainly sat on the sofa on the bed, basically selling shells and telling Tom Nook to go do one. So, yeah. I mean, I don't. But the thing on the flip side, I've learned that all my best intentions of playing on the TV screen, which I had near the start of lockdown, I've got out the window. I rarely use my Pro controller now. I literally sit on my sofa with my console, undocked, just playing games handheld. Okay. So I've reverted back that way now.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. That's an anomaly, really.
Fair enough. Okay. Hasn't really changed my habits. I still game when I can.
Yeah.
Okay. Mellor asks, which game console or device would you like to be re-released? So the newer gamers could see the brilliance of old technology. Well, we've already got all the mini consoles, right? So
Dreamcast. Mini Dreamcast.
Yeah, I'd say Dreamcast or Neo Geo, I'd say. Yeah. But you've got a lot of the Neo stuff. But I'd still like to see people looking at the size of the console, the joystick, and the actual games themselves.
Yeah. How big was those Neo Geo cartridges? Fucking hell.
The size of books, aren't they?
Yeah. You feel like you got your money's worth.
Bigger than your average paperback.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go, Stunny.
I would like to see, and I think it might happen, Commodore Amiga, because I never had one back in the day, and I missed that, and I just don't know, I missed that section, and I've always had a soft spot for the 64, so for me that would be the one that I would like to see a mini of, and I've got a feeling that we might see something at some point, because, and this is probably news, they're re-releasing a VIC-20.
What?
Ooh.
Really?
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that and I thought, why?
Yeah, I know. I thought that as well. Yeah, so it's like they went with the Commodore 64, and then
I mean, yeah, okay.
yeah, that's fine because they do a full-size Commodore 64, and now they're doing a VIC-20. So I've got a feeling it might be the Amiga next.
Well, one could hope. Did you?
It'd be interesting because I think America actually missed out on a lot of these sort of like European home computer game systems, didn't they? They were more straight into the
NES,
the NES and
Atari
Master System and stuff. Yeah.
But there's a massive scene for the Amiga and the 64.
I have a
It's
question.
huge.
Did you know anyone with a VIC-20 back in the day?
Yes, I did
Yeah,
actually.
it was.
You know
Sorry,
what?
it was we used to rip the shit out of it.
Yeah, my mate up the road had a VIC-20, and I then took him round my house and said, "Look, you want to put that in the bin, mate, and get a Commodore 64."
I got someone who was in a worse position than the VIC-20, mate. They had a Dragon 32.
What is that?
It's a piece of shit.
Yeah, I've only ever seen one at a car boot, and he wanted too much money for it, but that was a big pile of shit, wasn't it? Really?
He wouldn't. My mate wouldn't let us play it. He was ashamed to let us see it.
Well, the weird thing is I've actually even heard of Betamax, but I'd never heard of a Dragon 32.
Google it, mate. Dragon 32.
Dragon 32.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can beat the Dragon 32.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Go on.
Here we go.
Go
Do
on.
you remember the Auric?
The
what? Is this
Yeah.
some like legendary artifact from like some old sci-fi show?
It's like fucking Lord of the Rings in here.
You don't remember the Auric?
No, let me think. It sounds familiar, but go on, pray tell.
It was very much like a ZX Spectrum 48, but it was white.
Okay.
But yeah, I've had one actually. I did sell it many years ago. I don't even know what they sell for, to be honest. I've never seen
32 kilobyte memory.
Woohoo. I wasn't even born when this Dragon 32 came out.
No, I kind of remember it now, actually.
It's like a rip-off BBC Micro.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, that's what it reminds me of. A lot of the micro.
Back in those days, it's like when the home microcomputers were all out. You know, basically everyone wanted one, but the parents didn't know what the fuck they were buying. So in the end, you ended up under the Christmas tree, the cheapest one that your parents could afford.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Do I just spell this Auric then?
Oric.
ORIC. I've got Orichalcum as turning. Oh, here we go. Bloody hell.
Yeah.
What's it look? How'd you spell it?
ORIC.
I see. It's got
Very
some funky red
Is
keys
it the
on it.
Auric 1, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, that's quite cool.
I had a box when I found it at a car boot for £5.
Wow.
I sold it. I think I sold it. I mean, we're talking probably 20 years ago now. I sold it for 30 quid actually at the time. So God knows what they sell for now. I'd never had any games with it, so that's why I never kept it. But back then, I mean, you had so many companies. I mean, you had, as I say, you had
fucking Alan Sugar at it, didn't you?
You had the Amstrad, you had the Acorn Electron, which
do you remember the MSX?
Yeah, I remember that. I never saw one in the. I've never.
My uncle had one. I used to play Yar Kung Fu on it.
Right.
That game was classic.
It's the only decent game it had.
But I've still got my Acorn Electron from when I bought. Well, my parents bought it.
I love it.
Well, my dad bought it brand new, but it was old stock from W.H. Smith's, and I think we paid 50 quid for it because.
Oh, that was it. You used to buy all your computer equipment from W.H. Smith's, didn't you?
They used to sell games, didn't they?
I remember pre-ordering my PS2 from Woolworths.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's
man.
defunct.
Mine from Game, my PS2. So.
Die!
Right, shall we move
Oh.
on to the next question because time is really ticking on now?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, I enjoyed that chat. It was good.
Yeah. Nikki Wilson says, looks like next gen game prices are going up. What do you think? I think we've already covered that, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think we're fine.
Okay. Danny Brooks. This is a great question. Describe your sex life with a video game title. His is Alone in the Dark.
Very good.
Video game title.
See, I've had time to think about this because I read this the other day. So my video game title is Half Minute Hero. I thought it was pretty good.
I can't
Don't know,
even
mate.
think. Something that's like busy all the time, maybe, like with work.
Wreckfest.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
I'm looking at game titles I've got behind me, and the only one that keeps looking at me is Risk of Rain.
Risk of Rain.
Oh God, you're into all that, eh? Whee!
I don't know, mate. Recently I played that game Pandemic, so that'll do.
Okay, shall I move on?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I can't think of something. Yeah, Death Stranding, that'll do. Fuck it. I'll just chuck that in.
Okay, we've only got a couple more questions anyway, so that's right. So, In Stuart wants to follow on from Nicky's question about game prices. It says, Xbox. Following on from Nick's question, does this help Xbox gain more market share? If the price of their first-party games does go up, next gen would be offset by being on Game Pass anyway.
Not necessarily only that. You've got the fact that obviously we don't know if PlayStation's doing it with everything, but it pretty much looks exactly like what I predicted before, where I pre-ordered Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Mm-hmm.
When I checked my pre-order today, the box art of it has changed now, and it is still the standard Xbox One game case, but along the top it says for Xbox One, Xbox One X, Xbox One Series X.
Okay.
So
Cool.
it'll run across all three, just depending on what hardware you're playing on. So it's going to be the same price for that game across all the platforms. So
Yep.
That's good news.
Yep.
Job done. And I will say, I'm not a fan of this PS5 box art that I'm seeing at the moment.
I've
Yeah,
not seen any of it. I don't know what it looks
bizarre
like.
and cheapy.
It looks like the PS4 casing, but everything's in white instead of blue.
Yeah, they've reversed it, haven't they? Like the top bit is white now instead of blue, and the other part's blue.
It's designed to make sure Mum buys the right fucking version. That's what it is. Because
it'd be in order though. Still, it's in the size of the cases. It's still.
Oh, no, they're keeping the same size case.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Which is
They're not
nice.
changing the colour of the boxes either.
No, still blue
fine.
box for Blu-ray.
But that's the one thing I don't really like about the Xbox One is the game cases. I just don't like the game cases.
They're a bit flimsy, aren't they?
Yeah, and why they had to
Not as flimsy as the European cases for the PS4 though, because like 9 times out of 10, when you get a game delivered to you from the post, it's loose in the bloody box.
Oh,
God,
that's annoying. Yeah.
But yet, when you get them from like America or like Japan, no issue with that at all. Like I haven't had a single Japanese game turn up where the disc is loose.
Is that because they've gone for thick?
Yeah, they use a better plastic. Like our ones are more flimsy. Like there's been certain games I've had from PS4. One I can remember straight away out the gate was Street Fighter 5, where the actual front of the case almost like dipped in, like it was like concave, where the plastic was so weak that it just kind of went inwards a bit.
They did that on the 360. At the end of halfway through the 360, they started changing the game cases. They made them very thin. I noticed that.
Yeah.
I've got early 360 stuff, and it's really thick cases. But by the end, they removed some of the plastic on the back where the disc was. If you remove the disc, it was actually just nothing. You could just see the inlay on some of them.
Oh well. Capitalism done.
Yeah.
Saving costs. Cost cutting.
Last question is from Nikki Wilson. Says, so Ghost of Tsushima has had a graphical downgrade from the E3 a few years ago. Same thing happened with God of War and Horizon Zero Dawn. Can anyone connect the dots here, Sony ponies?
I have never seen graphical downgrades on any of those games, so I've never understood that whatsoever.
God of War looked fine.
They said the same thing about Spider-Man, but it didn't look any worse when you played it than.
So how come when it happens in Ubisoft games, everyone rages, and it happens in a Sony game and no one gives a fuck?
Well,
because it doesn't happen in the Sony game.
Because no one's noticed it. That's the problem. It's not as if we're lying.
Yeah, true.
You don't just sit there and go, oh, graphical fidelity's been reduced, I'm not going to enjoy this game anymore.
Well,
I mean, a lot of them as well come from the fact of, like, when they show off some of these games, they're generally in like a weird trailer version that isn't really representative of the final game anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
But then you have like Horizon and God of War and like Ghost of Tsushima. They're all kind of benchmark graphical games for this gen. So it's like
you can't win. Let's just say that.
No.
Yeah. Okay. I've just got a couple of bits of news. I know, Stunty, you're dying to go to bed. But since the last podcast, Dr. Disrespect has been taken off Twitch, and no one knows still. It is.
That still hasn't been sorted.
No, it's still a mystery.
Who cares?
Next.
Tapes.
Apparently, there's going to be a new Silent Hill, or a remake, and the news will be in August. Apparently.
Oh, surprisingly enough, that's because obviously they talked about this as being like a PlayStation thing, didn't they? And then it never happened. And I think PlayStation are hosting their next thing in August. But again, this could just be like clutching at straws.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got the Microsoft event next Monday, is it? I think it's next Monday.
I'm not sure. No, it's this month.
22nd, isn't it? Which I think is next Monday.
22nd is Wednesday next week.
It's next Wednesday.
Oh, right, fair enough. Well, next Wednesday.
Okay.
See you next Wednesday.
Going back to Silent Hill, the original PS1 version has gone right up in value recently.
Ooh,
yeah, I've got a copy of that, like, yeah.
Great game, man.
How much do you want to buy it for, Stunty?
I've already got one.
Oh, do you okay,
I don't want to buy another one, do I?
Well, you might want to sell it.
No.
Right.
Give you a fiver for it.
No, I'm more feeling like 20 quid, mate.
They actually go for about 50, 60 quid now. So.
Do they now? Oh, I'll have to clean up the case on that.
Why? I don't know. It's quite hard to play actually, that game now.
It's aged quite. I mean, it's old now. It's all like
it's janky as fuck. Let's all agree.
Yeah, it is.
Did enjoy it though.
Yeah. Okay.
That was great at the time.
Yeah, and the last piece of news is that Call of Duty has removed the OK hand gesture because apparently.
Cheers, 4chan.
Because apparently the OK hand gesture is now racist. What the actual fuck is going on this planet?
Okay, you know the reason behind all of that, don't you?
Well,
it all started as a 4chan troll to try and get all of these mass media people to sort of believe this nonsense, and then they fell for it, and loads of people have actually think it's real, and they've kind of banned it everywhere.
It's sad.
I think it's a bleed over into the real world, though. I mean, I've seen some videos of various instances recently which suggests it is the case that it has been adopted officially. So
you might have had some morons that have read it and thought, "Oh, this must be real."
No, but the video
but it still doesn't make any sense. Even the actual thing itself doesn't really make sense. And the most famous person I can remember doing that sign was Eddie Murphy in Beverly Hills Cop.
I mean, I don't really care if it's been taken from the game or not because I don't even use the hand gestures. What the fuck ever. But I just thought it was interesting that it started off as a troll. Some white supremacist people have actually taken it seriously, and now big media company, Activision, are thinking, oh fuck, people might take this the wrong way and have taken out the game. It's bizarre. Like, in my opinion, don't let these fuckers take these symbols. You know,
Well, it's easier said than done,
everything
though,
is
mate.
A-OK with me here. A-OK. Weird.
Cool.
I think the thing is that a lot of these companies are worried that they'll be criticised by other people. For having
It's
it
also
in the
online
game.
community. It's also online communities as well, harbouring that kind of reference or belief system hidden away in your game. And quite clearly, they want to stamp out any references to it as possible.
I
Do you
wanna
know how
know
I
is-
avoid all of the online hate and everything in online gaming? I don't partake. Job done.
Online
Problem
gaming
solved.
is cool.
Yeah.
I haven't been abused by a 14-year-old kid in the game for fucking years.
What I want to know is if this symbol is now racist, what are scuba divers going to do?
It's when you say it's racist.
Oh yeah, that's
it's
just
the wrong wording, mate.
Yeah.
you're all sealed up okay and stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
can you imagine that? He flashed me the OK sign, so I had to harpoon him, you know.
Oh dear. Oh, it's just fucking crazy.
I'm sure there's more episodes to come in Clown World, mate. We're
Yeah.
not done yet. Still a few more seasons to go.
Yeah. Anyway, I thought I would end on that happy note, guys.
Joy.
Shit in my room again.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to end. We've been going for 2 hours and 18 minutes.
Jesus Christ. I said an hour and a half, guys. What the fuck happened?
I know.
Oi!
Stunty's going to be tired tomorrow.
Yeah.
And so am I, because my boy is probably going to get me up at 6:30 again. Lovely.
Ooh.
Rip
I'm
off.
gonna try to leave the house tomorrow. Wish me luck.
Go for it. Go for a
I'm
walk
going
down
to
the
try and
beach.
stay in tomorrow because I'm
not
actually off work.
Nice.
Not going anywhere near that fucking COVID beach, mate. Anyway, carry on.
Yeah. Are you wearing a mask when you go out, Dan?
When I was going to supermarkets and shops, yes,
What
I am.
about you, Stunty? Is he gone?
It's
I
probably
think
the-
he's
I'm still
exited
here.
stage right, aren't
Oh. Are you? Do you wear a mask when you go shopping?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, what about you, Darren?
No, not
Okay.
at the moment,
I
but I
just
have
wanted to
taken
make
it
sure I
out
wasn't
with
the
me
odd
a
one
few
out.
times.
Okay,
No.
cool.
If I'm required to wear a mask to go into a shop, I've got no issue with that at all. Like,
If
I carry one with me at all times, and like even when I used the taxi the other week, I put it on and said to the guy, "Do you want me to stick the mask on?" And he was like, "No, you're all right, mate." Out the window, and I thought, "Is that because you've got it already, mate? Like you don't need to worry."
I mean, I don't even have one, so meh.
And just use a pair of your underpants.
Yeah.
Make sure they're clean.
I've seen that online.
So I'm interested to know
I
what
want
happens
people
is
using
if
like
they
Y-fronts around their face and that.
is if they require you to wear one when you go to the shops. What are they going to do?
Shoot
If you
you
go
dead.
to the
Not
fucking
serve,
shop,
not serve you.
Yeah,
Not serve you.
refuse to serve you and
Serve
stuff.
Yeah, they refuse to serve.
And then-
Or
and
they
then you
tell to
appear-
leave the shop.
And then you appear on the internet when everyone films you kicking up a stink.
Yeah, like I couldn't believe that woman in America like kicking off because they wouldn't let her in the hospital because she didn't have a mask on and she's having a fit. And I'm like,
There's been
you
too
do
many of those
realise
videos,
you're in a
mate.
hospital, don't you? You're in a hospital with
well,
people
why doesn't
that
the
are
hospital
surrounded by
say,
this.
"Here's a mask, wear it"?
Well,
Yeah.
but the argument there is that why the fuck should the hospital waste their masks on idiots?
The one thing that I've noticed that's bugging me at the moment, though, is I'm seeing a lot of masks on the floor. Just
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, that's not good, is it?
No, that's really
Are they
bad.
those disposable ones like
Yeah, the
the
blue ones.
light green and blue and stuff?
Oh,
yeah,
because the
with
ones
little
I've seen
white
online are like
cords.
designer ones with different funky patterns
Yeah,
on and shit.
Get yourself one of those, man.
Nah,
I've got some banned ones. I've got a Mud Honey one. I've got a Queens of the Stone Age one. I've got a Primal Scream one.
Yeah,
And
the
I've got one
Nicolas
for the
Cage
National.
one, Dan.
Oh, that's a good idea.
see,
Maybe
what I
next
could do, Dan, is
Yeah.
if I'm wearing a mask, because I'm always wearing my baseball cap and my big sunglasses when I go out. If I'm wearing a mask,
Fucking hell,
no
you
one will
look like a
recognise
pinto.
me, and then
Yeah.
I can
With a
just
mask
go on I can go on a robbing spree.
Good luck with that, mate. good luck with that, mate.
Yeah.
That is the most ridiculous reason not to wear a
No,
mask
I'm
I've
just saying
heard.
it's just funny.
It's fucking stupid. I mean, I've heard some fucking stupid excuses, or it's like, oh, I can't breathe in it.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah, but the thing is,
You'll
Dan,
have even
I mean,
more
I
trouble
very,
breathing when you contract the disease, you fucking
Exactly.
idiot.
I very
Mate,
rarely, I very
in all-
rarely go to the shops anyway.
Yes,
So
well, in all seriousness, though, guys, you do not want this fucking disease. Do not be a dick. Do not put yourself or your life or your loved ones or your friends and family in fucking jeopardy. Just fucking do what you need to do in order to make sure everyone stays safe. That's
So
all you need to
what
do.
I do is just stay at home and play video games.
Yeah, that's fine. You can do that.
Yeah. It's
You
easy.
can do that.
It's great.
It's easy.
Or
Yes,
just if you do go out, try and stay away from other people that are out and about.
Yeah,
good luck. Good luck.
Yeah, they are getting more bold, I must admit. You do get the people that just, I'm walking down the middle of the pavement, I'm not going to try and move.
Oh, man,
It's like when I went to the supermarket today and...
You just want to flick out your elbow right into the Shirley as
and
you
they've
go
still got
past.
those arrows on the floor saying, oh, you know, all these aisles are one way, and people just don't give a fuck,
Yeah.
and they're, you know, just wandering around and pushing past people and all that bollocks.
See, I played a game the other day. I had a mask on. I went to do the co-op for a change. And on the way back, I tried to see how many people would say thank you to me for waiting to one side of the pavement whilst they passed me. I managed to get a score of 3. That's good, isn't it?
Oh, I've said thank you for people who wait, and I've waited for other people as well.
So that's a nice little game for you to play if you're bored when you're walking about and you're...
Well, if I've got a push chair, I just walk down the middle of the fucking pavement.
Yeah, and we fucking hate people like you.
So, get out
Have
the
you
fucking
got the old spiked wheels and that?
That's it.
Spiked wheels and barbed wire around it.
Bit of Mad Max on the front.
Yeah. And the other good thing is parent and child parking spaces. Fucking love it. Extra room for your doors, closer to the shop. There is some perks to having children.
Is there an age limit on that?
Yeah, maybe still parks it now.
Yeah, where he's got a parking space for life.
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't know, because I do see old people in sports cars always parking in those spaces, and it really pisses me off, you old cunts. So, yeah.
We've degenerated into... I don't know.
I bet you still park pissed as well when you park in the kids parking places.
Yeah.
Oh, people who park across like 2 lanes in like all the 2 spaces.
Yeah. Loads.
Yeah, so what you should do is just park really close to their door so they can't get in.
So we've moved from masks to really bad parking just to piss people off. Okay.
But then you'll end up with like where they just whack into your door and say, well, fuck you then, mate. Right.
Well, I can't. I feel a bit left out because I can't join in this
Yeah, but
conversation.
if you have a really shitty old banger, then you don't care, right? They're the ones who are damaging their nice BMW, because there's always a BMW driver.
Have you seen the ones in America where I think like people have parked funny and they end up getting a load of their mates out and they just bounce the car completely out of the
Yeah, I've seen that actually over here.
parking zone and that?
That's brilliant. Cool. Right, guys, shall we end the podcast?
I thought we had.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't said, this is the end. So for me, Mark Webb, Gamertag, Piss on D, Steam ID, everything ID, Webby360G.
ID. It's #1 Stuntmaster.
And it's Cinema Dan again. Bye.
And Sensei Switch.
So thank you very much. We will see you in 2 weeks. Don't forget to visit the website 360GamerCast.com. Where else can we be found? Facebook, Discord, Twitter is at 360GamerCast. Oh, before we end, I want to say a big thank you to the PayPal subscribers, and I've set up a Patreon, and I have 1 Patreon subscriber. So I want to say a big thank you to all those people that are PayPal and Patreon subscribers. So Wes for the Patreon, thank you very much. And the PayPal people are Rooski Doo, our own Cinnamon Dan, Paul Lever, John Levitt, Byron Pallier, Paul Hickin, and Peter Rombau. Thank you very much. You guys are super awesome. So
there you go.
Yeah, there
shame
we go.
on you. Shame on you, other 2. Get in your
Yeah,
pockets.
come on. You got to pay to come on this podcast.
And if you want to find Webby, he'll be in car parks trying to park.
So that's
just
it.
Look for the one with no mask.
Children's area.
Yeah. Just in
Mad
my
Max
big white
buggy.
van, parking in the children's area with a bag of sweets.
Yeah, and some puppies.
Yeah, and wearing a mask with a hat on and dark glasses.
Oh dear.
Peas.
Anyway, that's the end of the show.
I play Small Paris in the car for you.
And before I'll do the ending bit, Strokey McGinger, who is watching us on Twitch, says, I went out for the first time in like 4 months today as he was shielding. Went to the supermarket, which was Morrison's. No arrows on the floor and 0 social distancing. Scary stuff.
Yeah, they've taken the arrows away from my local Tesco as well.
Well, that's because you're not posh enough to go to Sainsbury's, are you?
In all fairness, that's a very nice Tesco's he's talking about. I know it well.
Ooh. Oh, well, there we go.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the end of the show. We will see you next week. Goodbye. There we go. I just had to get that in so I know where to fucking cut off.
Yeah. Was it Strokey McGinger, was it? Stay safe, dude.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, stay safe. People have become feral, so stay away from them.
Twitter's a bundle of joy again tonight, I see.
I'm looking
I
at.
don't know.
Some pregnant YouTube star has died at the age of 24, and
wow,
that
that's horrible.
woman who was missing from Glee, his body's been found.
Yeah, I saw that bit.
Oh, that's horrible.
It is. Walter's wife died. That was sad because he hadn't had much luck, is he? Because he lost his son, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I've done on Facebook? I accidentally clicked on a really nice set of cat videos about cats finding therapeutics. And now being bombarded with lovely cat videos of cats being nice to humans. It's quite therapeutic. I might do the same with dogs as well.
Did I tell you my sad news about Bella?
Oh wow!
I heard.
I didn't realise. Was he married to Kelly Preston?
Okay. Oh, John Travolta.
John Travolta.
Yeah.
Not the cat.
Yeah, she was the beautiful sister out of the two in Twins. You know, the two sisters.
Yeah, I know. I didn't realise that was her. Because she was.
No, I didn't until just.
Anyway, yeah, I guessed about Bella, mate.
Yeah, sad
times.
Yeah,
sad times.
She's not well. It's going to happen soon, I think.
Oh, okay. She's still with you then. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's make it comfortable, man.
Yeah, she's just super skinny, which is sad.
She doesn't eat.
Not really. No, not a lot. No. We think it's a tumour.
Okay.
Kidney.
Yeah.
So nothing you can do with a cat that old, So
not really. No, you're looking at basically, just prolonging it, really. That's all you're doing.
Anyway, what I should have done is because I adopted these cats off Peebs, I should have asked him to pay half of the vet's bills.
Fuck off!
Can you not send him a bill?
That's fucking evil.
I should have sent him a bill because that cat has cost us about £4,000.
Wow.
In vet's bills, yeah.
Just think of the enjoyment it's giving you, though.
Yeah, it didn't cover it all, mate. Didn't cover it all.
I reckon you should do a letterhead and send it to Peebs and say, "This is what I require of you."
Just do a letter and send them all the receipts.
Yeah, I would. Say, can I have half, please? And also give them an ultimatum and say, if you don't pay by this day, we will send the debt collectors down.
You're fucking evil.
Oh dear. Yeah. Oh, I'll tell you what, I saw a really interesting story today, which grossed me out a little bit. Will Smith's wife cheated on him with their mate's son or something, who was 20 years younger than her.
No, it's their son's friend. Yeah.
That's fucking bizarre. That's just so fucking weird.
Yeah.
They were on a break.
Yeah, you've seen Jeremy Kyle. It happens all the fucking time, mate.
they were on a break.
The amusing thing is it was kind of like the media kind of picked it up, but if it was the other way round, I think it would have been a different story altogether.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Oh, when I saw that story, I just thought of Jerry Springer. Jerry. Yeah.
Is he still kicking about?
Who, Jerry?
Yeah, Jerry.
Don't really hear much from him these days.
Yeah, well, they don't do all those panels or those what they call them, gladiatory arena problem shows, do they?
No.
Basically, since Jeremy Kyle got taken off the air.
Did that get taken off the air? Did it?
Yeah, one of the guests committed suicide.
Okay.
So, after going on Jeremy Kyle and typically Kyle fashion, just berated him on stage and said he was a bad person and
Well, he probably
destroyed.
Was.
It probably was, but someone died.
They usually give those kind of people help, though, don't they?
Don't know. Give him a lie detector test and then go liar. Child support. You owe £10,000. Oh fuck, man. I don't know. It's all a bit fucking. I don't know. Everything's fucked up these days.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going camping next week, so that'll be good.
Oh, nice. I hope the weather's good, mate.
Yeah, well, we normally go to Bug Jam, which is at Santa Pod, but it's been cancelled this year.
Mm.
So, but it's been quite funny though, because there was originally 6 of us, and a guy we know's got a farm over in Kent.
Oh, Dan,
So
is that your mic scratching really bad?
Probably,
Dan's
yeah.
beard, Dan's beard's back.
I don't
Yeah.
care.
But it wasn't at all in the show.
I'm
Like,
playing
it's
Batman
only
at the
now
moment.
kicked in.
I've relaxed. I've gone off duty. Leave me alone.
And, basically, there was 6 of us going, and the guy we know, a friend of a friend's got a farm field that we can go in. So it was all fine. It was like there was 6 of us. Then it's gone up to 11 of us now going.
That's a bit too much, mate, isn't it?
It's quite a lot, yeah. But the problem is we said, well, can we get a toilet? You know, as in like a porta cabin. You know, we hire one. And my mate goes, well, the guy that owns the field doesn't really want a toilet. Well, what are we supposed to do when we're there? Just shit in the field, sort of thing. And he said, well, we can dig 11 holes for you.
Oh my god! I would actually just go to a proper campsite, mate.
Get a fucking load of dock leaves. Done.
No, we're still going though. We've now got a toilet.
Poison ivy, mate.
Ooh. Stinging nettles.
Oh.
Be just nice to go away actually, but with the lads, we just all just chill. Well, probably be drinking. We did find a pub that's not that far away. Whether we go to it's another matter though. Because with 11, if there's 11 of us, I don't think 11 of us will actually get in the pub. So
yeah, just bring loads of beers. It'll be cheaper. Just chill out in the, in nature and get fucked up.
But no, it'd be alright. It'd be nice. Play some cricket and stuff like that. Really, the usual sort of thing. Just fuck around the field.
Swing ball.
Yeah, swing ball, frisbee, that sort of thing. And then drinking games in the evening with Russian, the roulette wheel and
Russian roulette.
Yeah.
Are you serious, mate?
No,
Are you such a deer hunter?
I didn't mean Russian roulette. I mean the roulette wheel, not Russian roulette.
Nice knowing you, mate.
Yeah, how was the camping holiday? Yeah, we did lose a few though.
Yeah, we regret to inform you, Stunt, that he won't be joining us on any more future podcasts.
And then we play
accident during camping.
And then we play beer pong.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Yeah, that was funny last year because we were playing beer pong, and one of my mates, every time he went to hit the ball in, we sort of distract him and then put the ball in. Oh, look, you lost again. You've got to have the tequila again. And we kept doing it to him all night long. He was absolutely shit-faced by the end of it.
Yeah, I've seen beer pong go well downhill very quickly. I always stay away from it. It always ends up with someone falling on the table. Always does. Anyway, good luck with that.
Yeah, it'd be fun. So it'd be nice just to go away. And also I'm going in the camper van as well, so because I haven't been out.
Oh, cool. Not doing a tent then?
No, I never do the tent. I always take the van because I've got it's seats in the back, but I can pull them out and it goes into like a rock and roll bed, so you can just sleep in the back of the van. It's nice and warm then in the van, so can't deal with tents these days.
Yeah, I mean,
it is nice when you're in a tent and it's raining though. There is something like weirdly therapeutic about that.
Depends if it's leaking, mate.
Yeah, it depends if you've got a river going past the front of your tent. I remember that years ago.
Yeah.
The Bug Jam.
I've seen people at Glastonbury just put their head out of their tent.
So I've just seen some news about masks.
Go on then.
So shoppers in England must wear face masks from the 24th of July.
So they're making them compulsory for
fines
shops.
of up to £100 will be handed out for non-compliance.
Ouch.
Better get some face masks or shop online, mate.
Well, I'm just going to shop online. I'm not buying a fucking mask, you fucking cunts.
This is going to get cut out.
It's another step. It's another step towards George Orwell's 1984, where they're trying to fucking control us. The fucking government are just.
The fucking mate. Do you want to die from coronavirus? Do you want to or not?
Mate, a mask is not going to protect you. It's fucking bullshit.
It's going to help in some percentage, even if it's like 2%. It's still an increase.
It doesn't really matter, mate. At the end of the day, if everyone does it, everyone's going to be hopefully a little bit safer. We need to get this fucking thing I'm sorted out. And
nip it in the bud as soon as possible.
And if I'm being honest, mate, I'm sick to death teeth of people moaning about it. So let's fucking do it.
Well,
Grow a set, fucking do it.
I'm just
be
not
a
going to
man.
go shopping, mate. It's fine.
That's fine. Do it. Don't do it, man. Don't do it all like Ocado. Get your posh hummus and vegan cheese from there.
You're too fucking right, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. The missus is going to fucking hate me. Because she's already badgering me about one already. I'm like, no, I'm fucking not doing it. No. What about the kids? What about the fucking baby? You're going to have to get my fucking 2-month-old to wear a fucking mask? What the fuck? You know?
Yeah,
I don't think kids. I don't think kids have to wear them beyond a certain age.
So it's one rule for one, but not for the other. Yeah?
It's no kids under a certain age. It's not a good idea. Or babies, don't put a fucking face mask on your baby. I've seen that. They're upset. What they call what's the fucking word?
Videos, footage.
No, there's no
Evidence.
No, there's a really easy word which. Oh fuck it! Carry on talking. It doesn't really matter. What I was saying anyway. Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, we're still here.
Okay. That's wondering where Webby's still
away,
is he still raging?
He's probably making a mask or looking at things to make one out of.
Yeah, or he's basically having a conversation with Leon's having a word.
No, I thought I'd woken her up because she walked downstairs, but apparently I didn't wake her up.
You didn't, I was reading.
So I was just going to apologise if I woke her up, being the nice husband I am.
I do think
He was moaning about if she can hear me. She's.
listening to your podcast must
Have
think,
you...
fuck me, how did he get anyone to marry him? I do.
If only she knew.
Did you order that best Boston Red Sox face mask for yourself?
Not for me, no.
Oh, did you hear what I was saying about them having to be compulsory by the 24th of...
And you're comparing it to George Orwell's 19... Have you even read George Orwell's
Yes!
1984?
It is my favourite book.
I don't believe you've read it.
I have read it. It's a great book about 10 years ago. So I need to reread it.
I think you should.
But, you know...
Comparing mask wearers.
And I have Animal Farm on my list as well. I need to watch that. Yeah.
Watch that.
Animal Farm.
As I said, I need to read it. It's actually a film as well.
Yes, but you need to...
It's actually a film. It's a compilation as well of various
there's porno
trips
as
to the
well,
farm.
right?
It is a porno, yeah.
But did you order yourself a Boston Red Sox mask?
No, I didn't.
I thought you were going to order
I
yourself.
was going to order you one.
It'll take about a month to fucking turn up.
You were quite up for.
It'll take about a month to turn up anyway. From America land.
From America.
Yeah, the land of the free.
I'm picking myself up a mask tomorrow, actually.
Are you?
Yes.
From where?
From the stationery shop.
Right, I'm going to leave you to it because I'm going to go.
Cool. Oh, and Stunty, I'll catch you later.
Yeah,
mate.
no,
Cheers, bye. Bye.
See you later.
Bye.
I'm just reading this. I'm reading this story at the moment about the face mask. Good. Fucking hell.
Okay,
Finally.
well, I'm not going to be leaving the house then, really.
Just going to play video games while you sell the yarn out to get shopping.
Yeah.
Like 5-year-olds.
Yeah. All right, cool, guys. Well, I'm going to go because it's nearly 11:30 and I need to go to bed.
Yeah.
I
I can't wait for all the fucking gammons to erupt on this. Oh, it's going to be excellent.
I can't wait. Yeah, Twitter's going to be awesome. I'm going to have a look at it in a minute. Cool.
Oh, fucking hell. I'm staying away with it. Just go on Parler, mate. Just
Face
go there
mask
straight away.
is already trending on Twitter.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
There we go. You've been berated by a head case. Wear a mask in public for fuck's sake.
I know. So it's in a private chat. I know.
I just told him verbally.
Well, if you having to wear a mask to go to the fucking shop, they better not tell me to go back to my office then, because they just defeat the fucking object. Yeah. Anyway, guys, it's been emotional. I'm glad the people on the Twitch stream are enjoying themselves.
I haven't seen any of the comments.
Because none of this is going to be, obviously, in the main show. I've already, it's going to be edited out, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is why Twitch streaming the podcast is a great idea, because people that listen get the full fucking coverage.
Full fucking coverage.
Yeah, they get everything.
Yeah, it's called Spot the Difference, gents, or ladies. That's what you got to do. As a competition, you might win a prize. You probably won't. Tweet me on Twitter and tell me all the differences between the podcast that went out and what you heard tonight.
Yeah,
and then we'll do a quick compilation, and then I'll repost it. How's that?
I've have a cunning plan. You see.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do. If people ask me why I'm not wearing a mask, but I've got to ask my mate. Can't wear one. Job done, right? Easy.
Where's your inhaler? Where's your inhaler?
Mate, it's at home. I could buy an inhaler off fucking eBay.
Well, it'd be easy to buy a fucking mask.
No, it's not, because I don't want to have my mouth covered.
Why don't we have the mouth covered? You close your mouth quite a lot. You know, I can't guess you don't. If you kept your mouth open all the time, you look like a gormless twat.
Oh dear.
You can't win this argument, you know that.
I know, but I just don't want to.
How about we just get a face mask with your mouth on it?
Why should I have to buy one? If the government really want me to wear one, they should fucking send us all ones for free. Post me one for free. Come on. Because then, because I could just say, well, I haven't had time to buy one, and now I can't go to the shop. I can't actually go into a shop now to buy one to do my fucking shopping. How does that work?
We could do a first bit of 360G merchandise, not just have the logo on there, but we could have
360G face mask.
We could have your face on it or your mouth, and everyone could walk around looking like you. And the thing is, your mouth would be slightly open as well.
Yeah,
yeah, how's that?
Yeah, be awesome, mate.
Yeah.
Did
wear a fucking mask?
I'm still here.
He's still listening.
I've just been muted because I've been brushing my teeth and shit.
Okay.
Cool.
I'm gonna watch the film. Fucking hell, it's 9:30. I'm gonna watch the film shortly, I think.
Right, I need to go because my boy's gonna be really annoying in the morning, so I need to get some sleep. It's been emotional, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone who's managed to stay through till this late night on the Twitch. Strokey McGinger says they can hardly supply the NHS, let alone give out one to every person. So if they don't have any, how am I going to buy one? Right. Say if I get to the 24th of July, right, and I don't have one, how am I going to go into a shop to buy one?
Quite easily. They were selling at the Bonanza when I went in there.
Yeah, but if I'm not allowed to go into a shop without a face mask, I can't go in to buy one. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you could go now. For fuck's sake.
You manage to use it every other fucking time you want to buy something.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, that's the end.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna use my boxer shorts then, Strokey. That'll do.
I've actually seen that, mate, online. Somebody actually went in. They got the elastic of the boxer shorts and used that as the head restraint, and then cut the back out, and had the boxers drape over their face, over their mouth, and you can see brilliant. the white front as well.
Brilliant.
I'll try and find it. I'll find it. It's beautiful.
Awesome.
I'll post it to the chat. Don't worry, you'll see this.
Cool.
Put it in the Twitter chat.
Yeah, I'm on it, mate. I'm on it. I need to find it first.
Cool. Anyway, I'm actually going to end the stream now. Thank you very much, everyone. It's been emotional.
Goodbye.
I'm not a racist, but I am A-OK, and that is how it's going to be. Good times. Love you all, and we'll see you in 2 weeks' time.
Wear a fucking mask.
And don't let the government tell you what to fucking do. Don't be a sheep. Be your own person. And love. Lots of love. Bye.